Puliman. Mania went there to do it. Golden Kick last season just eliminated us at Legon, and then we have True Life. So the players are being taxed to do well at the Ali Muhammad Sports Stadium. Forgetting that Karela has also picked up. I believe that they played poorly against Kotoko at the Baba Sports Stadium, but they went back to Tamale and they drew with Dreams FC. Even their game against Heart of Lions just last week, they had a point from Pandu, the Lions then. So I believe that Coach Nuru Ahmed has done something extremely well with the team. Bless AJ is doing very well with the team, and I think Evans also has played some couple of minutes for them, especially at home games. As of in terms of their method, they rotating them. I mean, we talk of Abdul Karim, who returned from injury. We saw him against Vision. He was very poor in the game. He and Hussein Mohammed. No wonder they were substituted. I mean, we talk of Afane. He also played in the FA Cup. He was very poor. And of course, George Paku. He started very well. But what is happening? What is happening? So this is a game that I think House of Oak faithfuls would love to see their team. But I'm afraid if they don't put up a splendid or spirited performance, House of Oak will lose his first game.
Coach, Ebenezer, safer tip and House of Oak to lose if they do not put up an animated performance in the away game against Kara United. Let's take a look at the standings after 2 games have already been played on match day 13 because Heart of Lions had a chance to go top of the table, but then they fluffed it after that defeat to Nations FC yesterday. And there you can see the Diana Stars top of the pile now with 23 points, same point as Medium Sporting Club, who will be playing at home. And then Heart of Lions, despite the defeat, they are still on 23. You have Gold Stars on 22. Now Kotoko, they'll be in action later today against Hohoe United, and that's our featured game. They are fit. Heart of Oak set 21 points. Both teams going away from home on match day 30. Nations Day will they move all the way from 13th place to 9th position. Now the bottom half of the table has Young Apostles. There's All Blacks. They are doing pretty well now. Then Bekum Chelsea, who was also on the road. Basaki only starts after those back-to-back wins against Kotoko, and then also Nations. It sees them lifted from the drop zone. But then this is where the discussion gets interested. Dreams FC 11, Bichim United 10, and then also 11 Wonders 6. But in our featured game, like I said, is at the Hohoe Sports Stadium. Hohoe United taking on Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Let's take a look at the previous fixtures, the last 5 fixtures for both teams with their form heading into this game before the pundits get talking. The last 5 games for Hohoe United, they've really been struggling, but then this is for Hohoe United. So it was a 1-1 draw against Mediama. They also had a 1-1 draw against Nations FC. They lost to Dreams. They played 1-1 against 11 Wonders, but then the biggest result was a win, actually, not a defeat. A 2-1 win at the Nanafusu Jiabo Park just last week. A 2-1 win for them, which means that they've picked up 6 from a possible 15 points in their last 5 games. Let's look at that of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, who are also struggling currently. And let's take a look. So as Zelzo draw against Vision, then a 1-1 draw against Gianna. We saw them win against Young Apostles. That was a late goal by Sambo O'Neill in that game. They went to Samatex, they drew, and then another draw there against Media Ma. Nanedu, Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Yes, they're really gunning for the title. They really want to win this. But you look at the last 5 games, and does that give them any hope going to Hohoe?
When you look at this last 5 games for Asante Kotoko, that is why the supporters, technical team are tasked to pick a win against Hohoe United, because when you look at the teams up front, Mediama is playing home today. Indiana Stars, they are playing home today. Those 2 teams are likely to pick the maximum 3 points at home. You are going away. So if you don't pick 3 points away against Hohoe United, there will be a lot of pressure on Karimzito. If Kotoko don't pick this 3 points today, they are not likely to win the Premier League.
Wow.
It's going to be difficult for them, because looking at the kind of football Indiana Stars is playing, Mediama is playing, in recent times, these teams have the experience in the Ghana Premier League. So when they are chasing you and they get more than 5 points ahead of you, pressure will be on you, irrespective of the club and the setup of Asante Kotoko and House of Oak. That is why Indiana starts playing at home this weekend, Mediama playing at home this weekend, Kotoko and House going away. You need to find a way to get the maximum 3 points away. But those 2 teams are likely to pick the 3 points at home. When you look at the last 5 games for Asante Kotoko, they are struggling. To be honest, even at home games, They struggled to beat that 2-1 win they got over Young Apostle.
Yeah.
Last minute goal for Kotoko to pick that maximum 3 points. A game against Mediama. It was a last minute goal for somebody to get a 2-2 at home.
Yeah.
I watched their game against Karela. They struggle to get that particular 3 points. So Kotoko, even at home, they are struggling to win maximum points. Away, they are struggling. Maybe because of the fiscal congestion affected them in the month of November, but the result are no good for Asante Kotoko.
Interesting. So that was the game where they drew 1-1 against Indiana FC, and they also drew again on match day 12 against Mediama, a game where many thought that they should have even been on the losing side. But then, coach, let me quickly bring you in. We've seen the form for Hohoe. Yes, 6 points from a possible 15. And then that game at the Nanafusu Jabo Park could really be, you know, the morale booster for them hosting Kotoko today.
Yeah, it was a good game for them. And both captains missed penalty. I mean, August Loka missed for Bichim, and then Safiano Osman also missed for Hohoe United. But they played very well. And of course, they won the game against Bichim United. And for me, I think that that was something that will motivate the players to boost their confidence. Proud to that game, the fans have been at the heels of the coach, trying to push him, because they play against a 10-man 11 on the switch, they couldn't win. And they also sat at home and drew with Mediama after they have gone ahead to score the first goal. So for me, I think that it's going to be a difficult one. Yes, Nanodu spoke about Kumasi Asante Kotoko. For me, I think that Kotoko has been struggling because Kotoko doesn't have a proper pivot in the team. Wow. And that has been the word of Master Asante Kotoko. Even today, they are going to miss Lord Amwa, who is suspended. So possibly they are going to have Musa Hamzata, a typical centre back who will be improvised to play at that role. Since he joined Kotoko, his first game was against Bibiani Gold Stars in the Super Cup. He played as a right back, he scored. And the first league game, he played as a right back against Blekum Chelsea, where Kotoko won that goal from Albert Amwa. So I believe that Kotoko going into this game also be happy to see Seth Kojo back to sit in as a pivot for them in place of Hilary Adabo, who is also injured. Of course, Hubert Jehu and Babaya. So the 4-1-4-1 Kotoko system, because Morifin Dosu is going to lead the attack, but Kotoko is going to rely on the improved Inusa Adams on the right, left-footed player, and of course Peter Amidu Aqua. Yeah. But they are going to miss the services of Lord Amwa, because he's one player that has lifted Kotoko's performance in the games that they've won. Yes, I'm talking about Patrick Asiedu, Joseph Amwa is playing, but the key player who has pushed Kotoko to get equalizer even when they are down is Lord Amwa. He's one player. It makes me. I recall the days of Frimpong, the days of Aziz and Samuel Nkum. The way he plays his right back, he's very offensive and he always add up and multiply. So if your opponent playing Kotoko, they put a lot of overload on the right side of the attack. And of course, in their last game against Mediama, we saw what Idris Adams did to the Mediama defense. Very excellent play, hold on to possession, try as much as possible to commit and get into the penalty area. Peter Amidu Aqua on any day is a threat to every opponent, but his final delivery has been a problem. That's why I was talking about he being sharpened, he being improved upon his finishing touches. Other than that, he would have been scoring. But in terms of work rate, I will raise him above Kampuku, whom I think probably is forgetting how to play game.
Okay, good. But
no, you don't have to go there.
We'll come back to Kampuku. We'll come back to Asante Kotoko. But then let's just move into the Hohoe team. We've seen a very, very inconsistent Hohoe United team. But then talk to me about this chap there, Nanidu.
He is the most influential player,
the most
dangerous player, and he's the captain for the side.
Yeah, so 4 goals already, and he's averaging a goal every 12.
If you want to see Hohoe play,
Hohoe United.
If you want to see Hohoe play, is this guy. Anytime they get the ball, they look at him. He's a very good distributor of the ball. That is why players like Senna Ati and the rest will be moving into spaces and trying to get goals for him. If you're able to put brakes on him, then Hohoe struggles. And he doesn't stay at one position. He also can drop deep to defend. He's a very good player. And for me, a leader on the side of...
Another question is, how many goals has Hohoe scored in the Ghana Premier League? For him to get 4 goals so far, he's the top
from midfield.
From midfield. How many midfielders in our local league have scored 4 goals? So it means he's adding something to the Hohoe team. His contribution to the team, his influence on the pitch is super. And I think that is one player, TJ, will count on him today against Asante Kotoko. That is the biggest game the town Hohoe is seeing in the history of the town.
Wow.
Yes, it's the biggest game today.
But you remember when they qualified for the Premier, they played Kotoko
In a friendly
and
game.
the
I remember.
in a friendly which ended 1-1 or something.
Yeah.
It was a very difficult
It was
game.
packed. It was packed over there.
Yes, so that's to tell you what's going to happen.
All right, so to Kumasi Asante Kotoko, and this has been by far their best player, Samba Oleo, who plays. He's been so pivotal for them, you know, and he's also been a utility player, sometimes playing as a centre back. And in that game against Mediama, we saw him start in the centre back role. Then after the injury to Hilary Lord Adabo, he moved into DM and he was still unplayable. He scored 2 goals so far for them in the 11 games. Coach, how influential? Because now Kotoko are struggling to tie him down to a new contract. And should they miss him, I think it will be a big blow to the Warriors.
Yes, it will be a big blow. He's a very disciplined player, committed player. And when you have a player who is committed and disciplined, this is the kind of game he will give you, or the kind of performance he will give you. Yes, if Kotoko is struggling to tie him down, yes, I understand. It's not easy to tie him down. Definitely, probably if he's to move. But there's 1 or 2 players in the league that you can actually look at their performance, probably if not better than Samba O'Neal, equal as Samba O'Neal. I don't need to mention them here because I'm not doing any scouting for anybody. But the point I'm trying to say is that he's a leader. He's a committed player, and he drives the Kotoko players on. He did mention he was playing alongside Zakaria Hussein, who was struggling in the first half against Mediama. But the moment Hilary got injured and he moved into the midfield as a pivot, and then Musa Hamzata came, he is a ball playing centre back. So we realized that in the second half, Zakaria was relaxed and he was playing the type of game he was playing before Kotoko went for him. So 2 of them played as if they played for a very long time. So that edged Lord Atmoa to be able to surge forward more using Idris Adams. And today, they are having Seth Kojo, who is a very good ball distributor in midfield. Hubert Jehu has been one player who can transit very well from midfield to the opposing area. For Samba, he's somebody who drives the team along. Watch him when Kotoko gets set pieces. Watch him when Kotoko is defending. And for me, I think that Kotoko have got a professional. He is a very good player.
A good player, Coach Sifa says. But then their rival, Hohoe United Football Club, that's how they made it to the Hohoe Stadium, where they will be played against Kumasi Asante Kotoko, kickoff in the next 19 minutes. But then it will also be coming to you shortly for you to tell me a bit about Samba Oleo and his impact currently in the Kumasi Asante Kotoko team. But then that's the dressing room of Hohoe United. They'll be going with their traditional red kits in their game against Kotoko. Definitely that will be some black shorts matching the red kit for them, and it looks quite colorful, doesn't it? And that's Abdomako, the Zodum Salifu has also been great for them, and Paul also Aloso Day also been very, very great for them. But let's talk a bit about Hohoe United and so far how impressive they've been. We've seen them, they've not been the only side from the Volta region, but then they are really making strides. That's the rival of Kumasi Asante Kotoko as well, in their grand bus, and assistant coach Hamza Obing and the rest. So Nanadu, quickly on Samba Oleo, how good has he been so far this season for them?
I think he's the most important player for Asante Kotoko since he moved to the club. I don't know the contract situation, if he's staying or moving on, but personally I would like Asante Kotoko to double his salary for him to stay. I understand it's around $2,500 salary for Asante Kotoko. If this boy is demanding somewhere around $4,000 or $5,000, Asante Kotoko should be.
That's huge for because I don't know the average salary in the Ghana Premier League, but that's huge for any team at all.
And I understand he's one of the highest paid players in the Ghana Premier League.
Wow,
somewhere around 2,000 Ghana cedi, $2,000. That is what I'm hearing. And I think the level of Asante Kotoko, if this player is demanded somewhere around $4,000 or even $5,000, I'd rather, let about 2 or 3 players leave the club to keep Samba Oleo in the club, because he's the most important player in the setup. So the most important thing is to keep your best players in the team.
All right, so that's Kotoko's dressing room now. They'll be donning the away kits, green there. That will be the colors for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. But then we need to cross over to the Hohoe Sports Stadium. The coaches have spoken. We start off with the coach for the home side, Tijani Abdul Bashir. He's spoken as well as Abdul Karim Zito.
We are playing against a big club and also a good side. And the game is going to be a difficult one, but we are also have the right mentality to win the game. After the game, we came back and prepared very well. And against Kotoko, you don't need to talk much with the players. They know the task ahead. So they have to come and show their talent and the progress, and that's all. Of course, we are very ready. That's why I said we also have the right mentality to win the game. So we are ready for it.
Well, a hard game as usual, and then we are also ready for it, because for now we have to understand how the league is going and how everybody plays against Kotoko. So we are also mentally fit and then strong to beat them. All the 3 games we talk about, we created chances, but putting the ball into the net was our problem. We were not focused and so forth. So after we work on that, we work seriously on that, and then we are hoping it will work magic today. I'm lucky to have about 2 of them back, and then I told the others to be mentally ready, because you are not registered in Kotoko to play as a reserve player or as a second fiddle to somebody. You are being registered to come and play as the best. And today, if somebody is not, this is the opportunity for you to seize it and then play it well, for the person to come and sit at the bench, not you to go back to bench.
Right, so we've heard from both coaches, Abdul Tijani Bashir, the head coach for Hohoe United, and then also Abdul Karim Zito, who expects his boys to turn up today, because once you're playing for Kotoko, you should win every game. That's what he said. Coach, what do you make of the coach's submission heading into the game?
Personally, I agree with Zito. I mean, if you're a registered player of Asante Kotoko and you're not getting playing time, and you get the opportunity of playing a game, that is where you prove your worth. That is where you prove to the coach that you are better to play. You don't give you the opportunity. I remember when Kotoko went for the buildup Cup in South Africa, and so part of the team went to secondary to play a tournament. That was where Aziz Ansah went to play. If you could remember, he was not part of the major team. But when they came back, he has already cemented the position, and then that was where he started playing. So as a player, when you get the opportunity to play, that is where you show your class that you can also play. So he was happy to see Seth Kojo and Wahid Nima back into the team, because for some time they've not been playing. So for him, he's okay. He's just charging his players to do what is expected of them. And for me, that is good. For Tijani, he's respecting Kotoko, but not on the field of play. He has been with Olympics, Hasufuk, he's been with Young Apostles, he's been to Lagos Cities. And of course, he has been one particular coach who has been around, and he knows the systems very well. He's played coaches, he's played teams that he feels that are very tough. So for me, I believe that whatever he said was psychological. He has told his boy, you are capable of beating Kotoko. Just do it, and do it for me, and do it for the fans. That is what he's telling his players. So it's going to depend on what both Kotoko and Hohoe players are going to do, whether they are going to be tactically disciplined or not. For the coaches, they think they've done their job, and the players need to improve.
Right, so Kumasi Asante Kotoko are in town. They are in Hohoe, and as you can see, it's getting packed at the Hohoe Sports Stadium. We'll be crossing over in a bit, but let me quickly take the predictions of my guests here before we get going. Coach, let me take it. Would you give me your full-time prediction or half-time prediction?
I see a full-time win for Asante Kotoko.
Full-time win. Draw. My first up draw. That's interesting. Coach, do you see Kotoko winning this one? It looks like a tough call for coach, right?
No, it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. But I think they stand a chance of drawing this game, or a slim win for Kotoko.
Or a slim win for Kotoko?
Yes, either a 1-0 or 2-1, or the game ends in a draw.
Interesting. So coach has had it say. Nanaidu also predicts a win for Kumasi Asante Kotoko, and that's where we cross over to the Hohoe Sports Stadium for the match at the 13th encounter between Hohoe United and then Asante Kotoko.
Really, Max Bell. I'm driving a new car now.
Max Bar, my car for
How did it happen?
But it's just a raffle. I entered. I went to shop and I got it. But I'll give you all the details later.
Let me have a taste and feel it and see how it is.
I bet you can just you can have a taste. Don't worry.
Something nice. So how will I be able to enter the raffle? Because I need to win this car.
All you have to do is make sure you shop at Max Bar nationwide.
So what will I be able to buy to?
How the league is going. and how everybody plays against Kotoko. So we are also mentally fit and then strong to beat them. All the 3 games we talk about, we created chances, but putting the ball into the net was our problem. We were not focused and so forth. So after we work on that, we work seriously on that, and then we are hoping it will work magic today. I'm lucky to have about 2 of them back, and then I told the others to be mentally ready, because you are not registered in Kotoko to play as a reserve player or as a second fiddle to somebody. You are being registered to come and play as the best. And today, if somebody is not, this is the opportunity for you to seize it and then play it.
Karim Zito Kabute, the head coach of Asante Kotoko, very optimistic of turning things around. They've gone 3 games without a win, 1 defeat and 2 draws. Their last game was against Mediama, where they drew 2-2. But both teams, you saw both teams warm up here. Yeah. Both are very, very poised for this one. You can see how Asante Kotoko came in.
Well, and you can see from the Porcupines, they are very much, eager to get the result here. Just like you said in your remarks, they haven't won a game in their last 3 games, 2 draws and then a loss. They will be looking forward to grabbing maximum points. And if you look at the games that they played, the most likeliest to get all 3 points is this particular game. And for me, Karim Zito knows that if he is not able to get these 3 points, get into the summit of the league, it's going to be much more difficult, because Diana have a very tough game, Mediama have a tough game, Heart of Lions lost their game. So an opportunity for you to get closer. Unfortunately, he's missing a number of players, and that could affect him. There is no, that is Adabo as well as Patrick Esiedu as well.
Of course, that is Hohoe United warming up there. Asante Kotoko also warming up and are back into the tunnel and will be coming up shortly for this game. It's Hohoe United and Asante Kotoko live on TV3 and Mia TV. My name is Mutale Akubu. Kelvin also answer will join Nana Dakwa Jesse in commentary position, but we'll take a quick breather. We'll return with the first half.
Changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. I'm in the valleys. Keep your head up high. Got to dream with Puma drinks. Puma, Puma. Yeah, believe it, you can achieve. Puma, Puma. Oh yeah, clap your hands for the whole new guy. Make me say.
Welcome back. We're still building up to the match day 13 fixture at the Hohoe Sports Stadium, where it's Hohoe United taking on Kumasi Asante Kotoko. But then 6 other games are being played currently. Indiana drawing. But then, coach, Dreams FC, they are 2 up against Bechem United.
Yeah, I think Mediama is down by a goal.
Mediama also down to Chelsea.
Yes, on the 12th minute, Chelsea has scored. Dreams FC is leading Bechem by 2 goals to 0. Hazlewood is drawing us out now. Indiana is also drawing us out now. And I think Samates will be goalless, Vision, Young Apostle goalless.
But how crucial would that be to the standards, especially considering this game, the Hohoe United Kumasi Asante Kotoko game, and looking at the fact that yesterday one of the teams tied at the top of the table lost in Heart of Lions. Now we are seeing Mediama also on the losing side.
I mean, they've just played about 14 minutes. 24 minutes in some of the games, so I think that there are still more time for them to play. But it depends on how Mediama or Bekum Chelsea have gone. Bechem went there with a game plan. They never won that game, but they went away with a point. So probably Bekum Chelsea has read between the lines how Mediama plays their game, and probably there are some games that when you score early, you need to manage, and then make sure that if you don't win, you can go back.
Thank you very much. So it's now time to join the feed. It's match day 13 at the Hohoe Sports Stadium. Hohoe United taking on Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
Serious business. Hohoe coming to this game from a confident mood, having beaten Bechem United for their first ever away win in the Ghanaian top flight last weekend. For Asante Kotoko, they want to return to winning ways. They drew with Mediama at home last weekend by 2-2, and they've come here in Hohoe just to make amends and get back to where they belong. This is our coverage of the Ghana Premier League powered by Adisa Productions. My name is Nana Dakwa Jesse, together with Kelvin Owusu and Sam. We are your commentators for this afternoon's fixture.
Well, very exciting atmosphere, very much pumped. It's filled to its capacity. Many were expecting that there will be that shortage of fans, but as you can see, everyone seems to be poised up for this particular game, and you can see them in their beautiful colors. Asante Kotoko fans are mixed in there, and everyone is expectant of very wonderful game this afternoon. The two sides are eagerly looking for victories, and it's going to be quite interesting this afternoon how things will pan out, and we are very much expectant in this beautiful and wonderful venue for this clash.
The Ghana Premier League, alive and lively here in Pando. The fans have turned up. It's almost a full capacity stadium this afternoon as the big boys visit Hohoe. Hohoe United, the last time they played at home, they are unable to win. They actually drew against a 10-man 11 Wonders team. They actually gone 3 home games without a win, and these fans are expecting them to return to winning ways because they intended to use this grounds as a fortress, and they've remained in this venue with just 1 defeat out of 6 games. They won just 2 and drawn tries so far, but they truly want to make this grounds a fortress, and the Kotoko game comes as a big test for them.
Well, very big test, and I'm not sure that looking at how they've dropped points at home, this would have been a fixture that they expected to come this early, but this could also be that stepping ground. It could be the point where they change everything around playing at home. A victory for them would be very much crucial. They could possibly replicate what Bando Heart of Lions did years back when they got into Ghana's top flight and played Asante Kotoko for the very first time.
Usman Safiano leads his charges from the tunnel. They come to this venue, Asante Kotoko, in their away strips, green and yellow over black shorts, and Hohoe United, their dominant red tops over white shorts to match here in Hohoe. Big one for players in the Hohoe setup because the very first time they're coming up against a big club like Asante Kotoko in front of their home fans. Remember, they pegged Hasselhoek to a drawn game in the opening of the Ghana Premier League, their very first game in the Premier League, and they were able to hold their own. This time, before the home crowd, comes with a lot more pressure.
Well, there's going to be a lot more pressure on them. There's going to be a lot more expectations from them. Many would want to see them win against Kotoko, a result that they would hold on for years to come. This victory for them that could define the rest of the season, and I'm sure, judging from how Kotoko have flagged their efforts in the last couple of games, they haven't been overly also dominant away, despite having a very good start to the season. This could be an opportunity for the home team to actually cause a lot more havoc and wreck to Asante Kotoko's title hopes.
History is being made in Hohoe. The very first Premier League meeting between the pride of Hohoe, the home side United, and their more illustrious opponents, Asante Kotoko. It's a big day in Hohoe. Everywhere you pass through the streets and corners of Hohoe, you get the feeling that something big is happening in this town.
Well, it's been exciting. Everyone is happy. Everyone is ready. And as early as 12 midday, lots of people were at this venue to honor this game.
That's the lineup for the home side. Hohoe United Football Club. Goalkeeper, Kwekumusa Impose. At left back is Yusuf Salifu, right is Aruna. Then the usual suspects in central defense, Kwame and Adomako. In midfield is Alosode, Daniel Osei Jr., Sofianu Osman, the main man and captain, is playing right behind Odro Odum and Sena Ati. Formidable setup by Coach Abdul Bashiru.
Brilliant mix of youth and experience. If you have Adomako and Paul Kwame in defense, very much experience in the league. Odro and Sena Ati will be offering lots from the flanks, and then you have the main man who works everything out, Usman Safiano, playing right behind Odum, the striker.
Tijani Abdul Rahim Bashiru, he knows Kotoko too well from his days at Hasselhoek through to Legon Cities and just recently Young Apostles. So he knows too well what Abdul Karim Zito and his charges present here in Hohoe this afternoon. Our centre man for this afternoon is Gideon Nikoff. He's assisted on the lines by Alex Osam, and then Bless Awaji. Yakubu Wasim is our fourth referee, and Eugene Akono is the match commissioner. Asante Kotoko familiar faces. Mohamed Kamara in post. Hamza Tamusa plays at right back in the absence of Lord Amwa, who is suspended. Zakaria Fuseni and Samba in defense centrally with Joseph Amwa at left back. Adam Inusa plays on the wings alongside Amidu Akwa. Baba Yaya plays right behind Donzo. There is Seth Kojo and Hubert Jehu in that midfield for Asante Kotoko this afternoon.
Well, many will be looking forward to how Asante Kotoko are going to survive without their regular left back and right back, and especially in midfield, they don't have the presence of Hilaria Dabo, who's been instrumental in covering up the defense.
Karim Zito will have to do without the suspended Amwa and the injured Patrick Essien. The regular wing backs for them this afternoon will be missing. They're also playing without some more injured players. Something that Karim Zito has been lamenting about in the last couple of weeks.
Well, it's something that he's been very much worried about, all because of that packed schedule the team had to go through, all because of the engagement in inter-club competition in Africa. But now everything seems to be settling, an opportunity for other players to come into the fray. The man on your screen, Inusa, very brilliant in their last game that they played, and hopefully it could be very much instrumental for them.
The battle lines are drawn and all is set for this big kickoff here in Hohoe. This coverage of the Ghana Premier League is powered by Adisa Productions and live on TV3, Onuya TV and Max TV. Baba Yaya, one of those creative elements Abdul Karim Zito will be relying on to kind of be the conductor in between that midfield and attack for the Porcupine Warriors this afternoon.
Well, especially in the absence of lots of creative players, he will be expected to play right behind Morfin Donzo and give him an opportunity to score a lot more. He is important, but very much vital for the Porcupines.
Gideon Kofi takes a look at his watch, waiting for the final signal from his assistant referees. Another look at his watch. That's the kickoff for this afternoon's fixture here in Hohoe. Is United up against Asante Kotoko. Match day 13 of the Ghana Premier League. Hohoe United versus Asante Kotoko.
Lots of energy expected in this game, lots of vibrancy. You cannot make bad decisions. Only prudent decisions, and lack of concentration will cost you.
Hohoe United interested in this early incursion, but the flag has gone up. First decision going against Odum. Samba O'Neal, rare mistake. Zakaria Fuseni to the rescue.
There's been quite a lot for Kotoko to deal with Samba O'Neal today. He's partnering the one other player that is in Samba O'Neal himself, playing together with the man that he really trusts, Henry Entu. The next day he's playing with that is Ablo, and this time around he's trying to form a co-partnership with Zakaria Fuseni. The mix of everyday new players seems to be affecting the Kotoko defensive shape.
Inusa, Zakaria Fuseni. Free kick. First yellow card. Seth Kojose gets himself booked early in the game. Not a pretty sign for the Kotoko midfielder. It's too early to get into the books of the referee.
Very Ellen, that was a very nasty tackle. There was no need going where the start showing, and it went right onto the knee of his man. He's the one supposed to be the shield for the defense. He's going to walk a very tight rope till the end of the game.
Here is Sadomako. Yusuf Salifu. Adomako falls on Kweku Musa for support. Paul Kwame launches one forward. Hoping the decision was going to go their favor. It was Odum, but it was Sambo O'Neill who ensured that Kotoko gained the advantage.
Very much trusted. A lot will depend on him, how he commands his defense and midfield to help the team survive.
Usman Sofian, the homeboy trusted by the fans, is always on point to deliver. Missed the penalty last weekend against Bechem United, but he rallied the team to pick their first away win of the Premier League season in that 2-1 win. Hohoe United not giving up. Chance for Hohoe United, but Sambo O'Neill to Kotoko's rescue. The captain kicks the ball out for a throw into Hohoe United.
Very much important. He had to step in right there. Lots of confidence from Hohoe United in the opening stages.
Throw into Asante Kotoko. Senati with the clearance away. Good play. Here's Osman Sofian. Chance for Hohoe. He drives one. Misses the pole by a whisker. Good run. And he did really go for that one.
That was a brilliant run there from the captain. Very much inspiring. Look at that edge. He went past Joseph Amwa, struggled to pick up the pace with him. He blasted one, missing the post by inches. Brilliant run from the captain. Unfortunately, that effort just went off target.
He's a man to go for goals for this team this term. 4 goals already for the captain and homeboy. Samba O'Neill. 5 minutes already here in Hohoe. No goals between these two in their very first Premier League meeting. Garis Hussein Zakaria sends a long one in, aiming at Morifin Donzo. Donzo tries to go with a first time effort, but it's blocked by Adomako. Kotoko gets a throw in from the effort of Donzo.
Well, he's trying to settle in. He hasn't really been effective for them. They're still looking forward to how they can get the very best out of him to try and hit the target a lot more times.
Hamzata on the right side. Here's Hamzata. All the way back to Baba, Yaya. Here is Joseph Amwa for Asante Kotoko. Now Baba looks for space. Aqua with the touch to Baba. Here is Amwa. Swings in across. Donzo controls, but there's nobody there for Asante Kotoko as Kwame clears it for Hohoe.
Looks more like Kotoko are going to look forward to getting a lot more of the balls to Morifin Donzo. For the likes of Hubert Jau, Baba Yaya can pick up the scraps when he manages to battle it out with Paul Kwame and Solomon Adumako. But Donzo would have a lot to do because these are seasoned centre-backs who are difficult to beat aerially.
Joseph Amwa gets the ball into a space where there's no Kotoko player. Brought in from Legon Cities, and a player who has been tagged with the ability to play multiple positions. He stepped in on the left back because the regular left back, Patrick Esiedu, is injured and unavailable for this game. But if Amwa steps up his game, then he must be given Esiedu some competition at the left back.
And that is quite an unfortunate one for Asante Kotoko. Also missing out. Francis Aqua was expected to deputize for Patrick Esiedu. Not a good time, but you know, Joseph Amwa with his utility nature has to prove his credentials.
Daniel Osei. Sofian sends in a ball, but there's nobody arriving in red for Hohoe. The home side have a corner. William Odro yet to step up in the opening 8 minutes, but on any good day, he should be a major concern for Hamzata. Corner for Hohoe United, William Odro to take. Corner bent into the Kotoko box, away by Hussein Zakaria. Paul Kwame took a deflection, but it's William Odro. Effort is just blocked by Aqua, who had gone all the way to defend for Kotoko.
That was quite an uninspiring delivery there from William Odro. You expected something better from him. Had lots of players inside the penalty area that could have latched onto that ball. It was a more decent cross.
Adam Inusa. Hubert Joe. Baba Yaya. Now Joseph Amwa. Could you say? So could you see Amwa all alone and Baba wants it. Aqua. Baba to Aqua again. Oh, he has got a lot more men behind him. Kotoko trying to do the build-up gradually, but they eventually lose possession to the home side.
Additionally, they seem to organize themselves very well, limiting that space for Kotoko to plunge through.
Senati, the good pass to Odro, who's got Hamzata to beat. 10 minutes in Hohoe, no goals between Hohoe United and Asante Kotoko. Free kick and a yellow card to Musa Hamzata for bringing down William Odro.
That is quite surprising. You can see Hamzata very much not happy with that. But he had to stick out a leg in there. Odro was just tearing away from him. His outstretched arm right on his shoulders. He actually had to impede him. You can't blame the referee. Once you stretch your arms, you give him an opportunity to make a decision.
2 yellow cards for Asante Kotoko in just 11 minutes. Seth Kujo said the first player to get the yellow card, and something that must be a source of worry for these two coaches, Prince Owusu and Karim Zito.
And it's quite unfortunate, and these are players who are playing in unfamiliar positions. Definitely, they are going to walk a tightrope for Hamzata, judging from how quick and witty William Odro is. It will be interesting to see the remaining minutes.
Alosode to take the free kick for Hohoe United. Paul Alosode over the free kick. Gideon Nikov is asking for some calmness in that 18-yard box. So Alonso remains attentive and swings one to the near post. Kojose, and it's cleared away eventually by Kotoko.
There was also another set piece wasted there, but you can give credit to the Kotoko defense man. Very tall, very eager, and their aerial duels will not be easy for Hohoe United to overcome. But that was quite a decent delivery into the box there from Alusudi.
Set Kojose. Here is Baba. Aqua. Patient build up for Asante Kotoko as Hohoe United keep their back very tight and compact. Hussein Zakaria. Set Kojose.
You see Kotoko trying to calm down the tempo of the game. They realize if they decide to go toe-to-toe with Hohoe United, with their pace, their brilliance on the flanks, they could be hit at any point in time.
Adamako with the final touch, handing Kotoko a throw-in. Amwa swings in across. Paul Kwame with an awkward header that hands Kotoko another throw-in.
He wasn't expecting that, and the sun is just right in his eyes. He found it difficult, but eventually he managed to clear it from danger.
Expecting an interesting contest between Paul Kwame and Morifin Donzo, who is yet to hit the ground running. He's put up some decent performances, but the ordinary Kotoko fan wants to see more from him. Here's the captain, Sofian Usman. With the outside of his boot, was trying to get one onto the part of Senati. He had to take the alertness of Joseph Amwa to rescue the situation for Asante Kotoko.
A very intelligent and witty player, Sofian Usman. Once he made that pass, he ran into a very good position, picked up the return. Just look at that, brilliant pass there from Odro. He picked up his captain, looking at how impossible it was with the left foot, with the outside of his right. Decent delivery. But Joseph Amwa right in the position to make that clearance.
Corner for Hohoe. Corner taken, and that was close. Paul Kwame arriving to meet that ball powerfully, but the header just not dipping in time to open the scoring for Hohoe United.
That was a giant leap there. You could see Kamara was caught in two minds whether to come out. He made a late decision, but that was a good run. Free header for Paul Kwame. But how do you allow a giant like Paul Kwame with that aerial presence to be left unmarked?
Kajose to Baba Yaya, looking for space. Loses possession, but eventually gets it back. Over elaboration on the part of Baba, and William Odro takes possession for Hohoe. Hamzata for Kotoko. Now Hubert Jew. Jehu comes up with a header. Morifin Donzo is chasing. Paul Kwame puts it on the part of Jehu. Here is Aqua. It's a foul. That's too harsh from Senati on Aqua. Referee doesn't hesitate to reach his pocket. It's a yellow card for that clumsy challenge on
that was
Hubert Jehu.
That was needless, yeah. That was needless from Senati. Needless from Senati. And you can clearly see that barge into Hubert Jehu was needless. It was just away from the goalpost, yet to turn and even make an incursion.
Yellow card to the Hohoe United, number 11. Kotoko officials in full attendance here in Hohoe. IMC Chairman Nana Pinkra, Management Member Christopher Demenya, and Asenso all here alongside the Ashanti Regional Circles Council Chairman Alexander Main. These guys have been ever present in Kotoko's away games this season. Free kick for Kotoko. Baba and Joseph Armour behind it. Baba Skela inside. No connection from Kotoko. Here is Hamzata. Seth Kojo says long balls targeting Baba. He does well to get it, but referee whistle because the flag already gone up.
That was quite of a long delay there. Babaya should have gotten himself away from that after effecting that free kick. And it's quite surprising how he continues to stay in that offside. You can see the reaction from the fans.
So that's the Hohoe United player who just got booked by referee Gideon Nikofi for that harsh challenge on Hubert Joe.
I'm not sure he would have too much of a problem as a winger, unlike on the right-hand side where Hamzata is on a yellow as a defender.
Seth Kojo say clever defending coming from the Hohoe United right back Al-Qasim Mohamed Haruna.
Very instinctive defensive work there done by Haruna. He read the situation, knew he couldn't take chances because Peter Miduakwa was just running to meet that ball. Beautiful clearance.
Aqua. Hubert Joe wants to shoot, he drives one but it's wayward.
That was an intelligent pull away from his marker, but unfortunately for him, not with the right body balance. Decided to hit it far away. That was the clearance there, very intelligent from Haruna.
Here is Odro up against Husseini Zakaria onto the path of Usman, sends it across again, so close for the home side of Hohoe United, but just that connection.
It's quite surprised that they are missing all these glorious opportunities. The captain creating all those brilliant goal-scoring opportunities. Francis Odum, a bit late, a tad late, getting into the penalty area to try tap home, and you can see from the reaction of Safiano, he's doing everything within his mind to create and lay it on a plate for Odum to eat. But it hasn't been quite the afternoon Odum expected.
20 minutes in Hohoe. Hohoe United 0. Asante Kotoko 0. Hubert Jehu swings to the left. Paul Kwame clears it away.
That was quite a very good pass there from Hubert Jehu. Scanned the pitch. Knew exactly where Pitami Duakwa was.
Morifin Donzo. Aqua moves into space. Baba Yaya to Aqua. Now Adam Menusa has been quite in the opening 20 minutes. Baba is trying to get back to him, but not sure they were on the same page.
Unfortunately, that was a very good build-up from Asante Kotoko. Patience, not in a rush to get the ball into the penalty area. It is a foul. Baba was thinking he was going to continue the run into the penalty area, but unfortunately that delayed run and his pass missing Inusa.
Alonso there. Foul against Asante Kotoko. Joseph Armour bringing down Senati. Referee didn't hesitate at all. Free kick, Hohoe United.
Quite needless there from Joseph Armour. There was no need getting into that position and getting Senati down. The ball had already strolled away from him. It's quite surprising he went into that challenge.
William will draw up against Hamzata. Kotoko gets the advantage goal kick.
Could be an area where Hohoe United would love to exploit Hamzat already on a yellow card. He's not one of your pacey players. And as an adapt centre-back playing in a makeshift role, could just take advantage and then capitalize on the loose ends for trouble.
Former Asante Kotoko defender Maxwell Ajiman on the bench for Hohoe United this afternoon. He made a couple of moves after leaving Asante Kotoko. Ajiman joined Karela.
Well, he didn't really have a rosy time with the Porcupines. Very strong aerially.
This should be a foul, but yes, that's a foul. I thought the referee had hesitated to whistle, but Samba O'Neill knew he was the last man and just had to bring his man down. Francis Odum get in the way, and Samba O'Neill colliding with him. Third Kotoko player to get the yellow card, and it's not 30 minutes yet in the game.
Oh, that is quite unfortunate for him, but he was late with that decision. He just went in for the ball, but Odum was smarter. He was first to the ball, and once he knew he was going to get it, Samba O'Neill had already committed himself. It's quite unfortunate that he's going to be the third person getting a yellow card there, especially in a very crucial.
Free kick for the home side, Hohoe United. Mohamed Kamara is busy ensuring that they get the marking right. He's able to fix the wall equally well. He talks about he hesitating to renew his contract with Asante Kotoko. Some have even said that this could be his last season with the Porcupines. Mohamed Kamara.
He's a player who is very much desired by most top sides in Africa. I will be looking forward to that.
Odro bends one, and it's a stunner. An absolute beauty. Oh my word. Hohoe United have jumped into the lead, and it's a brilliant free kick taken by William Odro. Spectacular. Kamara was caught ball watching with no answers whatsoever. We've seen some brilliant goals this season in the Ghana Premier League, and this is one top class. Hohoe United 1, Kotoko 0.
There is absolutely nothing you can say about the strike. It was inch perfect. He positioned himself right, picked up the angle, went into the top right corner. The goalkeeper was just called ball watching. He couldn't do anything, absolutely nothing he could have done about the strike. Excellent delivery, a peach of a strike from William Odro.
Oh, magnificent. Well taken, the bend on it, the precision, the accuracy. And it's turned Hohoe Stadium in party mood. Well taken by Odro.
Brilliant from him. He's one player they always look forward to his inspiration. That was a decent whip. Look at that. The wall had already been set up. But unfortunately for Kamara, Odro decided to go the other way. And it was just too quick, too fast for Kamara to navigate and get anything on that, even in an attempt to.
The fans have found their voices. And Asante Kotoko will now chase this game here. And it's lovely to see these two sets of fans just trying to have fun. Even after Kotoko had conceded a goal, you can see the fun of Hohoe and that of Asante Kotoko just trying to have a go at each other.
Very beautiful game of football here, fans enjoying. And it's exactly a great opportunity for the two teams to re-strategize. But Hohoe will be very much happy if this has gone positively for them.
Spectacular goal scored by Odro. He's been one of their top performers in this season's Premier League, William Odro. He actually scored for Hohoe in that 4-1 win over Karela at this venue. Free kick, yellow card, flashed to the captain of the side, Safiana Usman.
That was too poor there from the captain, Safiana Usman. It was late right there. You can see Seth Kwajo in lots of pain. He rushes in there. And already 5 yellow cards in the game.
Wow, 5 yellow cards, and we're about to hit the half-hour mark. 2 for Hohoe, 3 for Asante Kotoko. And the captain, Sofiano Usman, is the latest player to go into the books.
Well, an inspiration to the team. You can see Seth Kwajo will battle to try and get up. He's already battled with injuries this season, and he'll have to go through that.
That's the goal again, well taken. Kamara completely beaten.
He wasn't expecting that. He was late to it. His decision making was very poor, and you could see he was rooted in the middle of the goalpost. By the time he realized, the ball was already in the net.
Tell you what, the precision, the technique, and the confidence to bend that one past the wall and ultimately to the top corner, simply amazing.
Credit to William Odro. This will be lots of inspiration for him.
This is the 10th goal Hohoe have scored at this venue. Before this game, they have scored 9 home goals and conceded just 6. They've been scoring a lot of goals at this venue, Hohoe.
Scoring lots of goals at this venue, but they've also been conceding lots of goals. And especially,
6 goals conceded.
And that is not impressive at all for a team that is willing to stay in the league.
It's Adam Inusa for Asante Kotoko. Can they get a response they need? Good turn around. Adumaku swings in across. Paul Kwame misses and is cleared away by Al Qasim. Joseph was deliberate. Musa grabs it firmly.
That is Kweku Musa, a very confident goalkeeper. Many were thinking coming into the season, Kwesi Nketia of Hatterfolk, with the experience from the Phobians, was going to take that top spot. But unfortunately, Musa has taken over the goalpost.
Half an hour at the Hohoe Stadium. Hohoe United 1, Asante Kotoko 0. Here is Hamzata. The makeshift right back got to Joe. Joe was trying to pick out Adam Inusa, but he stayed right behind where the ball was taken to.
He was in a bit of a rush there, a delayed pass trying to get the ball back to Inusa. He's always on the move. He's always on his bike. Expecting him to actually move the ball forward. Lots of the coordination between these Kotoko players hasn't been in sync. This is about the 3rd or 4th time they are misplacing a pass.
Hohoe United 12th on the Ghanaian league table with 14 points, 3 wins, 5 draws and 4 defeats in 12 games. Overall scored 12 goals and conceded 13. This is the 13th goal he is scoring this season. They were certainly coming into this game in a confident mood, having beaten Bechem United at an Anafo Sujiabo last week in Bechem. They weren't going to come at their own home grounds and allow Kotoko to take the game to them.
Wait to see how things will pan out. And it looks like after getting the goal, they've decided to be a bit more calm, allowing Kotoko to grow into the game. Must be careful not to lose their lead before the halftime break.
Joseph Amwa tries to pick out Aqua. Throw into Asante Kotoko. Amwa takes it. Donzo traps it down for Aqua. It's cleared away by Kwame. Odum fouled by Samba O'Neil. Referee we have some word for Seth Kojose. Not too sure he was the culprit, Kojose.
With Samba O'Neil running away from that incident, Kojose engaging the referee. The conversation is clearly not happy. Trying to calm him. Gentleman, you're on a yellow card. Dissent. May see you get in the second bookable offense, which will send you out of the game.
Not a responsibility to even get to the referee and talk to. That's the captain's job. But interestingly, both the captain and his midfielder are on the yellow.
That is going to be a very long walk for the Porcupine, especially those players in that central zone where you expect the team to have that net. Now they'll be shying away from tackles.
Donzo being policed by Kwame. No breathing space for the Asante Kotoko attacker. Adumako unable to sort his feet out, but he does want to get the ball onto the path of Wodro, who has lost it to Seth Kojose. Here is Hamzata now. Adam Inusa. Husseini Zakaria picks out Baba Yaya. Here is Hubert Jeu. Kojose was trying to get the ball to Baba, but not quite sure how that pass didn't go through for Kotoko.
Looks like he can't properly, knowing how the opponents were positioned, gave the ball easily away. It was quite a poor decision there from Joe.
Throw-in taken by Al Qasim. Chance for Hohoe for a second, but again is the goal scorer or draw. Stepping up in an attempt for a second, but Kotoko defends well.
Once again, he found himself virtually unmarked in a very good position. Just connected to the ball, but unfortunately, not the kind of connection he was looking for.
Hamza O'Neil. Samba O'Neil needs to be careful. Referee has cautioned him for the second time. For a player who is already on a yellow card, he must be mindful of his tackles. Something I'm sure Karim Zito will equally be thinking about.
You can see he's trying to quickly pick himself up and identify the problem with his team. It seems to be in 6s and 7s. But credit to Hohoe United. They're dominating in all aspects, making sure that the Porcupines struggle to have control of the game. Samba O'Neil needs to calm down at this moment, knowing that the referee is cautioning him. The least error from him, he's going to go off.
Haruna's delivery. O'Neil's mistimed header gets to Kamara.
Lucky not to have given that away again.
Husseini Zakaria. Haruna. Lovely skill. Here is Senati for the home side. Senati with a cross. Well defended by Seth Kojose. It's a corner for Asante Kotoko.
It's been a very terrible game, therefore, to say Famwa, he's struggling to match Senati's brilliance and pace, causing havoc, wrecking that Kotoko defense. And he's one who is always looking forward to charging into the final third of the pitch to create.
2 goals in 12 games for Senati. Now he bends the corner to the near post. It's cleared away by Zakaria Husseini. Here is the captain, Osman Sofian. Good pass from the captain again. Here is the goal scorer or draw to his captain Safian Usman. Usman Brings it back for Yusuf Salifu. Seems to be very comfortable in possession. Ojo tries a long one from a distance, trying to catch Kamara by surprise.
His confidence is increasing. He's getting a lot more onto the ball, and he's striking from afar, knowing that any decent strike could beat the goalkeeper in post.
Nabayaya penalized for impeding. That's the foul. Just bulging into Al-Qasim Aruna. But there's an injury concern for the home side with the goal scorer William Ojo going down and needing some support and attention from the medical team. You can't take anything away from these fans.
This is a wonderful time for them. It's time for them to jubilate. But they know that the business end would have to be done by the players and the coach.
Considering the last time they played here, they left disappointed when they were not able to beat a 10-man 11 Wonders side after previously drawing with Mediama here and also losing to Aduana by 2-0. So they are aiming at their first home win in 4 games.
That is quite surprising, looking at how charged, how resolute, how confident they were and winning games. And route getting to the Ghana Premier League at this particular venue. This hasn't become a fortress like it used to be.
The Premier League is a different ball game. Oh, United are delighting the fans with some eye-pleasing football. Odum. This time, Amwa won't take chances.
He's having a stinker. Utami Duakwa. Kotoko will be looking to him for a lot of inspiration. He hasn't also come to the party yet. It's all been defensive play now to repel the attacks of the opponent.
Kamara is called into action, but Baba is there for Kotoko. Oh, United taking the game to Asante Kotoko and asking questions of this Kotoko defense, even after scoring the opening goal.
Clearly pinning Asante Kotoko to their own half, making it quite difficult for them to walk into the game. And that is what you do, you frustrate your opponents, making sure they don't feel comfortable. Once they have the goal, all they have to do is just do the right things and not commit themselves so much.
40 minutes in Hohoe. Hohoe United 1, Asante Kotoko 0. Elsewhere, Brekum Chelsea have jumped into the lead 1-0 against Mediama at the TNA Stadium. And Dreams FC are leading Bechem United by 2-1 in Tuba. Here is Joseph Amwa for Kotoko. It's creating the space, but good defensive play from Hohoe to stop him from entering the 18-yard box. But referee Gideon Coffey whistles for an initial foul. He overlooked because he played the advantage, and it brings him to the right spot. Free kick, Asante Kotoko.
That was very brilliant there from Amwa. That is the position he loves to be in. Walid Hussein was expected to actually be manning that central attack and midfield position for Kotoko, but unfortunately he hasn't been. But they only had to bring Joseph Amwa. He was riding towards a very good position for Kotoko. And interesting from the referee to pull the ball back.
Baba delivers, and Hamzata's header just goes wide.
That was quite a decent delivery there for Hamzata. He was virtually on mark, looking at his height and aerial prowess. Could have worked his neck muscles better in hitting the target. Bakumusa hasn't been tested.
Not at all. At the Aliu Mahama Stadium in Tamale, Karela are leading Hasselborg by 2-0. As Asante Kotoko chill Hohoe at this venue with some 4 minutes before the break. It's Hohoe in search of the second. Here is Odum. Now, Senati, he wants support. Husseini Zakaria wants to be alert, doesn't allow the winger any space. And Senna knows that there was an opportunity to have pounced on.
With his pace and his skill, he was expected to continue. He hesitated. That gave Zakaria Musa an opportunity to get back into the right position and make the block. Very good defensive work and recovery from Zakaria Husseini, but Senati has himself to play.
Corner taken and Kamara grabs family. Adam Inusa. He'll be jail. Orefin Donzo gone quite missing. Here is Joe. Wants to take the initiative, but he loses possession to the goal scorer or draw. He's trying to put one through for Odum, but can't get to it.
The idea was brilliant. The intent was very clear after winning the ball. Lodro wanted to quickly set Odum on that attack, but that execution wasn't as perfect as he expected.
And there are no goals other than Ajimambe do the first pack in Doma in Kro. As Holy Stars frustrated Diana is goalless at this point in Doma. Aqua brought down by Haruna. Free kick Asante Kotoko.
You can see Peter Amidoakwa is going to expect a lot more from the referee, complaining. That's the second time he's been hit there. But I think it wasn't really a malicious intent there from Haruna. He wanted the ball, but Joe guided. Amidoakwa guided it very well.
Amos cross in Usadam. Hamzata loses possession. You wouldn't get that overlapping runs and deliveries from Hamzata like you would from our Lord Amwa on that right hand side. Something Kotoko is missing, to be fair, in this afternoon's game. Here is Aqua. Amwa with a cross. Ball is headed down by Hohoe United's Osei Jr. and Hamzata in disagreement with the assistant referee for this decision.
You could clearly see why he was unhappy with that. It was virtually a loose ball for him to latch onto. And unfortunately, ball goes against him.
Mediama equalizes in Takwa. It's Mediama 1, Brekum Chelsea 1.
Well, that'll be very much good enough for them. They've really been dropping a lot of points at home. Not ideal for a team that wants to clinch the Ghana Premier League.
And they're playing against their former coach, Samuel Boyd, who is on the bench for Chelsea. We've done 45 minutes and 3 additional minutes. Another clumsy challenge from the Kotoko captain, Hamza O'Neill. Samba O'Neill. He must be careful. He needs to be really, really careful.
That was a stretch too high. The stats were showing. See, come on, needless from him. It was mid-air though, but it was dangerous play. His foot close to Safianu's head. The referee would allow that to go.
Gideon Kofi showing some sympathy, knowing very well another card will be matching off orders for the Kotoko captain.
I think he's calm at the moment, understanding that he needs to bring some calmness into the game and let the players know that it's football.
Musa Hamzata's clearance. Foul on Adam Inusa. Yusuf Salifu going hard on Inusa.
It hasn't really been a brilliant display there from Inusa.
Against Mediama, he was some player, Mullen. Absolutely awesome. That hasn't happened this afternoon.
And he's a lot more urgency. He should be fed with a lot more of the ball, I think.
Baba with a through ball to Donzo. Kajose can sort his foot out. Here is Safiano Usman, the captain. He's trying to get to Odum. Ball is stopped by O'Neill.
Very good read of the ball there by the Kotoko captain.
Donzo just keep the ball in. Is a throw into Hohoe United.
That was a heavy control there. The ball just tearing away from him. It's quite surprising. I was expected to hold up play, but his initial touch is always keeping the ball too far away from him. He himself wouldn't be happy with how things have panned out.
Gilbert Joe loses out. Daniel says ball straight to Mohamed Kamara. Going to the final seconds of stoppage time to end the first half here at the Hohoe Stadium. United hanging on to their lead. Usman loses the ball and is left it behind him. And here is Baba Aqua. Poor pass cleared away by Kwame. Gideon Coffee whistles to bring the first half to an end here. Very entertaining and exciting game we witnessed here with Hohoe United dominating the better side after 45 minutes plus 3 minutes of stoppage time, and William Odro ensuring that they head into the break leading Asante Kotoko by 1-0 from that expertly taken free kick.
There are times all it takes is to be able to have a very good player with ingenuity coming into play, and that is what William Odro offered Hohoe United. Fantastic free kick, and to give them an edge going down the tunnel.
Half time at the Hohoe Stadium. Hohoe United 1, Asante Kotoko 0.
Time here at the Hohoe Sports Stadium, and guess what? Hohoe United are leading Asante Kotoko by a goal to 0. It's still the Ghana
Match day 13 Ghana Premier League fixture. My name is Jose Kuku. I'm still in the studios of Max TV with Nanidu and then also Coach Eberiza. Sefa, gentlemen, welcome back from
Thank you.
The first half. But Coach Sefa, we've seen Kotoko play quite a number of away games, but this performance doesn't win you a game, does it?
No, it doesn't. Kotoko is struggling. And I think that Hohoe has been the better side in this half. They've dominated the Kotoko midfield, especially the chap that I spoke about, Safian Osman, I mean the captain for the side, Senna Ati, and of course the chap who had the free kick, William Odro. They've dominated Kotoko midfield. Kotoko losing simple ball in midfield. Kotoko recovery has been very difficult for them. You talk of Seth Kojo, you talk of Hubert Jehu, and of course Baba Yaya. Without the ball, these players are not in the game. They don't even tackle. They don't even close the pocket of spaces. And then Hohoe is using the spaces in between Seth Kojo, Hubert Jehu, and Baba Yaya. And we could clearly see their runs. I spoke to you about Lord Amwa earlier on that Kotoko are going to miss him. It has shown that they are really missing him, because you talk of Hamzata. He's a typical centre back. He has not got pace. Yes, his hold up play is very good. He's got height. But look at the way they are using his side to clear chances. I mean, look at Joseph Amwa's side, and I think that Peter Amido Akwa has been off. He doesn't recover. He doesn't move into space, and he was. I don't know whether he's expecting the coach to tell him to improvise by switching with Idris Adams on the other side, because it's not working for you for 45 minutes. Murphy Dosu for me, Kotoko is playing 10 against 11, and at the end of the day, he has given the two centre backs of Hohoe United free. I think that Zito also needs to vary the system. One top in this game, but if you don't so in terms of control, I've told you about his energy. He has it, but apart from that, he hasn't got anything that will convince you. And the offensive players are also not supporting. So the space in between Murphy Donsu and Baba Yaya is huge. Between him and then Hubert Jehu is huge. And then of course, you see the Hohoe players multiplying out there. So of course, Kotoko and the goal, I think that Kamara didn't do well. You form the wall, you go stand behind the ball, and of course, because it's two decisions.
All right, Coach, we'll come back to you definitely to talk about that. With free kick scored by William Odro in the 25th minute to give Hohoe United heading into the break. But now it's time to go for a commercial break. When we are back, we'll be doing more on the game.
changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. I'm in the valleys. Keep your head up high. Got to dream with Puma drinks. Yeah, believe it, you can achieve. Oh yeah, clap your hands for the whole new guy. Make me say, oh yeah, come on. Let me hear you.
Drinks, a whole new vibe, another quality product from Casa Precon. This advert is FDA approved.
I want to watch the match. Even watches Ghana football these days.
Do you know Charles Taylor?
The president.
Charles the Terror Taylor. He terrorized defenses with his dribbles. Who know Dombote? His scribbles the stadium. Was it before the general lifting up trophies? Stephen Odo was orchestrating the game. The legends of yesterday, they have paved way for the heroes of today. Do you know the Ghana Premier League?
No, Dad.
It's our game, it's our pride, and you watch it now live every weekend from now on.
Catch the Ghana Premier League live this and every weekend.
Money man!
Really, Max Bell. You're driving a new car now.
Max Bar, my car for.
How did it happen?
But it's just a raffle. I entered. I went to shop and I got it. But I'll give you all the details later.
Let me have a taste and feel it and see how it is.
Sure, Abante, all the chicken just there. You can have a taste. Don't worry.
Something nice. So how will I be able to enter the raffle? Because I need to win this car.
All you have to do is make sure you shop at Max Buy nationwide.
So what will I be able to buy to win this car? Because I like the car.
Come and buy your phones or your appliances, and that is it. All you have to do is, after you buy, they'll give you a sheet. You fill it, you drop it in the magic box. You shop, you drive. The amazing part is, every week there's a giveaway.
I think I need to get to the place right now and start buying.
See, you have to get there, but you're not driving in my car, man. Get down.
Oh.
Go and shop and you drive. For now, I have shop, I am driving.
I've been joined by the assistant coach of Hohoe United, Shaibu Alhassa. Coach, first of all, what do you make of that free kick from William Odo?
Well, we've been practicing, set pieces, and he's one of the takers of the free kicks for Hohoe United.
You have 45 minutes to go. You are leading by a goal to nil. How would the team come up in the second half?
Well, in the second half, we will make sure at least we neutralize their strength. That is from the midfield and then the wings. We are going to make sure we neutralize it and then also, use our strength. That is the wings. If you can see, we are using a lot of wing play. That is what we are using. That is our strength. And those who are running up and down when they are out, another set of players who run better than them will be coming in.
All right, wish you the best for the second half. That is Shaibu Alhassa, is the assistant coach of Hohoe United, and I'm being joined by the assistant coach of Asante Kotoko, Coach Prince here. Also, Coach, I saw you furious on the touchline. What was really happening?
Yeah, I think the ref was flagging out a lot of yellow cards, and I just draw attention to that. What he's doing, he's just going to mess the game up. Okay. And he told me that, yeah, Prince, I'll handle it.
All right. Do you think Kamara could have done better with that free kick?
Yeah, I think it was his fault. He positioned himself wrongly in the ball. That's what happened that way.
Now you still are in the game, just one goal, second 45 minutes. How would you come up in the second half?
Yeah, it's not something that we cannot do. We can do it. So we are trying to go in there and get the boys ready to come in the second half and then win the game. In the first half, we created a lot of chances, but we are not taking shots in front of there. So going to talk to them. Just take a chance if they get in front there. See what happens.
Well, we wish you the best.
All right, so assistant coaches are given their thoughts after the first 45 minutes at the Hohoe Sports Stadium. And it is Hohoe United leading Asante Kotoko by 1-0. But then let's go to the other centers as well, because there are games also been played. And let's quickly take the results. The Mediama are currently 2-1 up against Bekum Chelsea, but Hohoe United, yes, our featured game, they are 1 up against Asante Kotoko. Samatex 2-0 up against Gold Stars, and James FC, they took a 2-0 lead before Bichim United pulled one back in that game. Vision FC still drawing against Young Apostles Football Club. Like I said, Mediama leading by 2-1. They had to turn that game around in the second half currently. Adriana still dropping points in that game against Basakuli Stars, and Kaila United are 2-0 up against Accra Hearts of Oak. Shocking. But then let's just focus on our featured game for today. Hohoe United leading Asante Kotoko by 1-0. William Woodrow's free kick separating the two sides after the first 45 minutes. What a game it's been, and what a free kick it was from William Woodrow.
You can watch from the first minute to the 40 to receive ball. And of course, Hubert Jau is a typical attacking midfielder. He does not really sit deep in the double pivot role for Asante Kotoko. So it's really affecting them in their game. Baba Yaya is more of a deep line playmaker, much more than an attacking midfielder. So you can see there's a big gap between the midfielders and the attackers of Asante Kotoko. So you ask yourself, who is going to supply the ball for Asante Kotoko?
So that was the goal. Coach, let me bring you in quickly. You spoke about the position, the poor positioning of Kamara, but aren't you giving credit to the wall by Hohoe United?
No. As the assistant coach said, they've been practicing it. No doubt about it. Excellent delivery. I mean, look at how he put the spin on the ball, because he aimed at the far corner of the goalpost. So now, Kamara, you watched him when he was preparing his wall. He even went down to tell them where to stand, who should stand first and second and third. So meaning that he knew that when the ball should go above his players, he will be able to handle it. What about the other side? It's the whole position of the goalkeeper, and he made effort of even trying to.
Do you think his view was blocked before the ball took off? By the wall. Just look at the wall.
He realized
before he realized, just look at the wall.
No, and I'm saying that who did the wall?
He did the wall.
So,
but there was another wall in front of him.
No, you see, that is why I'm saying that. Look, the position of him was wrong. The position was wrong, and that is why I think Joe Ban should be asking him. If you form the wall, obviously, Kotoko has been practicing. Teams have been doing that. When you form a wall, I mean, definitely put players in front of them at training, defending in free kicks, defending in corner kicks. So, what was Kotoko goalkeeper doing? Has he been doing this at training? And for me, credit to William would do perfect free kick that he had the ball at the back of the net. But I think that Kamara didn't do well. To be honest with you, he didn't do well. But I don't think the assistant coach did very well by mentioning that it was his fault. You allow some of us to talk about it, not him. You don't condemn a player like that.
Now, are you also thinking, or do you also second what coach is saying? You blame Kamara wholly for the goal Kotoko conceded?
I think from his reaction, you can even notice that he has made a big mistake in the post, because after the goal scored, he went to the far post and he was not there. He realized he has done a big mistake there, not arranging his boys well in front of him. So I think he knows himself that he did a big mistake on that aspect. But I think Kotoko needs to come back. From a goal down in the second half, he tried to make some changes. Walid Fuseni, probably some of these players should come in the second half, add a lot of vibe up front for Asante Kotoko. Who is going to score for them? Who is their typical goal scorer? How many goals that these players scores in Kotoko's games? These are areas Kotoko team need to identify and find solution to it. And if some players are not scoring, Kotoko struggles. Hubert Jau should be closer to the opponent defense, much more than sitting deep together with Seth Kodo. Those are key areas I think in the second half. Zito will have to make changes there.
Coach, energy levels not at the top, for Kotoko. Is it as a result of fixture congestion since November and this December, or you just believe that they've not approached the game with the right mentality?
After playing with Yama, the whole week, Kotoko didn't play in the FA Cup.
But they're still fatigued.
And I'm saying that Kotoko didn't play in the FA Cup. So what was their plan? Did they rest? What was the training schedules? What are the training programs? The league is ongoing, so I don't think you train fully. It's a matter of probably watching your games, tactical changes, and also trying to practice new plans of how you want to approach the game.
You don't have a consistent lineup. Injury situation are becoming.
Every team has got injury situation. I'm saying that the moment you are registered in Kumasi Asante Kotoko, you should be capable of playing when given the opportunity. Unless you have no business playing there. Because you yourself, you don't get more playing time. You don't get playing time. And this is the opportunity to prove that you are worth playing for such a club. And look, Peter Amidu Akwa is out. And Peter Amidu Akwa will give you 90% today. The next game will give you 65. He gives you 100, the next game will give you 85. He's not been consistent. Yes, Inus Adams had a perfect game against Mediama.
Lesotho has not maintained a consistent first 11 for more than 3 games in this season.
You see, irrespective of what you are talking about, I agree. But what I'm trying to say is that, you see, injuries have set in. They have a lot of issues with energy level in terms of traveling here and there and all that. I also believe that you have a squad in depth. Kotoko have 30 players. And I'm saying that, yes, in terms of consistency, you don't have it. But you, the player, as individual, if you should pick up somebody that we spoke about, which of the Kotoko player has come today for you to mention that he's carried the team along? No, nobody. And as the manager said, I believe that Murphy also has been left alone. There's no support. So if Hubert will be probably playing as an auxiliary for him, at least he has scored some goals that we've seen that at the edge of the box or the penalty area he does well. He's got the power. He did it in Morocco. He did it in the game against 11 Wonders and all that. He's done something good with that. But Baba Yaya is not giving what is expected of him. Hold up play, move into position, move into space, and he has to do the distribution. But he's not doing that. So you realize that all the balls that have gone to Murphy Donsu is from the left back. Joseph Amwa. And Adumako Solomon Adumako has been in the Ghana Premier League for long. He's a former accredited Olympics centre back. But are not so rest in peace. In the Chan team that went to Algeria, he was part of the team. He's got experience. Look at the height. So obviously, Murphy Donsu will not pick any ball from his head. So why should Kotoko left back be sending that long ball from the defense to the attack? What are the midfielders doing? Transition-wise, Kotoko is not doing well. And I think that if they continue like this, they'll be punished.
I don't know if they have a central defender on the bench. Somebody needs to come into the team. Somebody move to join Seth Kojo in the midfield. And you free Hubert Jawu. So if there is a central defender on the Kotoko bench, I would prefer...
There was a change. Tactically, it was a change we saw in that game against Mediama. After they went 2 down, maybe that injury was a blessing in disguise. But coach, what are the tweaks you expected from
because they had a certain Musa Hamzata on the bench. So he came for Murphy Samba to go to the bench. Today, are you going to bring Francis Aqua?
All right, coach. We would have to join the feed now at the Hohoe Sports Stadium because Hohoe United took a 1-0 lead into halftime against Kumasi Asante Kotoko. They are roaring now. Their fans also agog and the stadium packed to full capacity. Still coverage of the Ghana Premier League live on Max TV. We now cross over to the Hohoe Sports Stadium for the second half.
To hit the back of the net in that spectacular fashion. A goal that sends these fans into wild jubilations, and they've not stopped singing and chanting even during the recess and on return from recess. They want to still cheer their club on to victory. For Asante Kotoko, they'll need these kind of mini conferences. They'll need these kind of talks to ensure they are all on the same page to get back into the game. But I tell you what, it's going to be a very difficult task considering how resolute, compact and brilliant this Hohoe team have been so far. Kotoko will be the ones to chase the game after William Ojo's opening goal. He's given the entire Kotoko setup so much to think about. They've suffered just 1 defeat across all competitions this season. The only defeat coming at Anyinasi against Basiki Holy Stars. Even with that defeat, they remain the 3rd best performing away team in the Premier League, having back 9 points from 6 visits outside Kumasi. And here, they've got some chasing to do as Hohoe United lead Asante Kotoko 1-0. Gideon Kofi, a look at his watch, blows the whistle, and it's Hohoe United who gets us going for second half action here at the Hohoe Sports Stadium. Odum. Daniel Osei, here is Sena Ati. Howard out to take the throw in from the right side of defense for Hohoe United. Wayward. And Odum knows he should have been doing better with that opportunity.
That was quite a terrible decision from Odum. Suspected to me. Test goalkeeper Kamara in post.
Mediama jumps into the lead after going down by a goal. The lead Chelsea of Brecum by 2-1 at the TNA.
A very spirited performance from them. They're always looking brilliant. This time around they've taken the game to a much more glorious ending.
Still no goals at the near J. Kraku, the second pack in Tamanu Towers, the young apostles. Hold on to Vision to put the brakes on them without conceding. Here is Hohoe United. Ojo, the goal scorer, wants to go past Hamzata, but ball is cleared by Zakaria. Lovely back heel by Baba to Inusa. Daniel Osei, brought down by Setko Jose. It was just around this point in the first half. He took that yellow card very early in the game, Setko Jose.
But I think that Abro Karinjito should quickly reshuffle his cards. Don't see why he should allow Seth Kwejo, who is not an adept central defensive midfielder, to be struggling in the game. There's Francis Akwa on the bench. Bring him on, push Joseph Amwa into midfield.
This time, it's not a direct free kick. Yusuf Salifo, Ojo. He just didn't strike the right telepathy to keep that ball in.
That was poor decision making there from Odro.
Hussein Zakaria. Baba. Adomako's clearance.
That was quite poor decision making there from Babayaya. Just had to take his time. There was too much space ahead of him. But that was decent from Adumako. He couldn't take chances.
You talk about decency, and Adumako was the first player to get a red card in the Premier League in that opening game against Hearts of Oak. Jeu's drive, and he flies over the bar for a goal kick.
That was a brilliant flick there from Babayaya. Set it right on a very good play there from Joe. But it was always rising. Look at that flick. Brilliantly playing it off for his man. Intelligent play. Joe not with the best body balance, and he hits that. Need to be working the goalkeeper if you want to get a goal.
Hubert Joe already 3 goals for Asante Kotoko in the Premier League. 3 games, 11 outings for the player who is only enjoying his first season in Asante Kotoko jersey. Here is Baba.
Seems to be coming into the party. He's availing himself for the ball a lot more times.
Exactly what Asante Kotoko needs, that creative spark to be dominant in sensitive positions. Aqua. Joseph Amwa. Cross blocked by Senati, throwing Asante Kotoko.
It's quite interesting to see Hohoe United very much resolute at the back.
Sambo O'Neill tries this shot from a distance. It's cleared by Solomon Adomako. Samba wants to take matters up by himself. He rescued Kotoko. He got them that precious point with a late header in that game against Mediama last week at the Babayara Stadium. A game Kotoko had to dig so deep to equalize after Mediama taking a 2-goal lead. Here is Baba. On to his left, creating the space. Hubert Jehu back to Baba. Baba checks on to Jehu. Jehu with a cross and it's straight to Kweku Musa.
That was too close to the goalkeeper. Very much impressive. A bit more, some of an elaboration there from Baba Yaya. But that final ball was always going to be picked up by the goalkeeper in the goalkeeper's area. Too close to him. There's absolutely no way for Murray Fendonzo to have anything on that.
Hubert Jehu, desperate to get on the score sheet. He scored twice in Kotoko's 4-2 win over Karela. And Hohoe United have a player down. It is Daniel Osei Jr., that unsung hero in that midfield, partnering John Alosode and the captain Osman Sofiano. And they've dominated the midfield. The Kotoko midfielders have not exerted the authority, and it's pretty much obvious because of the struggles we've seen Kujose go through for Asante Kotoko. It's only in the second half that we've seen Hubert Jehu stepping up his game alongside Baba Yaya.
It's actually been a total dominance. They've been making the right decisions, and it's all about being simple, releasing the ball early, trying to burst into attack, and trusting the captain, Sofiano, who's carried the team on his shoulders. Intelligence and creativity has been on a high.
Hubert Jehu, Aqua, Jehu, he's got Haruna approaching Jehu. He's trying that cheeky pass to Aqua. Al-Qasim Haruna. Odum is beaten away by Samba. Clean challenge by Samba. Here is Baba. So much space. He's got Ako on the left. He comes to the right and finds Adam Inusa. Checks onto his left. Goes for a drive. Defended well by Hohoe. Not too good defensively, but it's Adam Inusa again. Morefin Donzo. There's a foul against Seth Kojose. A late challenge on Senati.
That was quite an impressive play there from Asante Kotoko, but that ball back, Senati reading in between the lines. Brilliant touch to repel that Kotoko attack. And you can blame Seth Kwejo. They're always waiting for that pass, late in that challenge. Ati brilliant to get to the ball first and drawing the incident. A foul for him, pressure off his team.
Senati bites the foul for Hohoe United, and Seth Kojose, no idea of exactly what he was doing with that challenge for a person already on a yellow card. Seth Kojose, that's his clearance in. Baba. Referee Kofi thinks the tackle from Osei is decent. No foul.
I think that was very good show of strength there from Daniel Osei Sr. He knows that, how diminutive Baba Yaya is. Was not willing to allow him to get any more on that.
Referee's asking William Odro, the goal scorer, to go out. He initially went down. Referee called for the Red Cross team to pick him out. Decided to walk all by himself. And there's a caution for William Odro by Gideon Kofi.
Quite interesting there. Referee trying to exert his authority on the game, telling him to calm down.
Minutes into the second half, Kotoko still chasing this game after 55 minutes. Here is Odum, wants to take on Samba. Senati More force behind Kenneth Osei, Daniel Osei. Now Aqua, he's got Murphy Ndonzo out front. He goes past his marker. Good run from Aqua. Now Aqua drives, but it's low. Kotoko with a chance against the woodwork, but the flag had already gone up for offside.
That was a very good drive there from Peter Miduakwa. The final effort, like Danny promised, and Murphy Ndonzo, as always, no time in his run. Poor positioning from him, and an offside. That was an intelligent piece of play between Hubert Joe, Peter Miduakwa, setting him on the break as quickly as he could.
They've looked more purposeful. They've come in with a lot more desire and determination to hit the back of the net and get the equalizer. And these are signs of seriousness, unlike the first half where it was all Hohoe United dominating and creating the scoring chances.
A lot more control in the game for them.
Foot up. Adam Inusa. Salifu's throw. Here is Odum. Another throw in for the home side. Occupying faithful in Hohoe. Highly expectant of that equalizer. Amelia Kotoko faces. Kotoko have some defending to do as Salifu throws the ball in. Flicked on by Odum, collected by Kamara. Donzo, beaten to it by Paul Kwame. Good defending from Kwame. Sofian Usman shows great leadership qualities. Usman, Odum, flag was up against him for offside. Seth Kujose. Kotoko wants to turn defense into attack, but the agency is lacking.
I think that's the problem from the team. They look more far away, far apart from each other anytime they have the ball. And it's forcing them to always get the ball back to try reconstruct and build their attack. They can be losing momentum.
When you are chasing the game, here is Zakaria, Jehu, Hamzata. Good ball from Jehu to pick up Hamzata again. Lovely turn from Hamzata. Swings in across. It's flicked away.
That was quite a decent play there from Hamzata. The cutback, brilliant to get past his mark and whipping that cross, teasing one. Amiduaka was waiting at far post for it, but unfortunately, it's very good offensive work there from Haruna.
Odum. Good control from the forward. But Samba steps up. Now Senati. Oh, lovely. To go past Samba. Brilliant play, but Amwa stops it, throwing Hohoe. The fans are loving it.
They love it. Brilliant piece of play there from Senati. He knows exactly where to find himself, how to wiggle his way through an area of men. Sambo O'Neill combining with Amwa to repel that pass that would have been much dangerous for the Porcupines.
I'll see Maruna to take the throw. Odum heads it. Samba seems to have had a final touch. Assistant referee points to the corner flank. It's a corner.
That's a good call, perfect call there from the assistant referee. The final touch was from Samba O'Neill.
Corner for the home side. We'll lead by 1-0 here in Hohoe. The last time they played at this venue was in the FA Cup. They lost to Hearts of Lions. Senati's delivery and is collected by Kamara.
Very confident handling of the ball there by goalkeeper Kamara. And it's set to see him on the bike.
Adam Inusa up against Osei. Inusa turns around. Baba is behind him for support. Kotoko gets the throw.
Very good defensive work there coming from Yusuf Salifu. Not giving him any inch to run the ball.
Baba in the middle. Set Kojose. Here is Amwa. Space to drive. Amwa drives one. Kweku Musa doesn't deal with it well. Adumaku stepped up and Kotoko appeal for a corner.
That was a fantastic drive there from Joseph Amwa. Took matters into his hand. Swift left foot drive and Kweku Musa parrying it right back into play. Donzo a bit late, but credit to Adumaku. Good show of strength and clearance.
Musa will be thanking Adumaku for his alertness because Donzo was lurking. He needed to be a second faster. Hubert Jehu at the edge of the Hohoe box. Ball is headed away by Odum, and that's the drive that comes from Zakaria Fuseni and flies away for a goal kick.
It was always flying. Very good opportunity for them. Corner kick wasted. The modern game trust set pieces. That's a very good way of getting back into the game, but look at that drive. It was always Rising Zakaria trying to hit the jackpot from a distance.
An opportunity to impress in the absence of the regular partners of Samba O'Neill, Ensu and Ablo. This is a big chance for Zakaria, who seemed to be down the pecking order when everyone is fit in central defense. It's a challenge from Amwa.
He's been quite resolute the second half, making sure that he stands his ground and matching Senati. Teams more re-energized for the second half.
Haruna's throw. Odum is beaten in the air by Amwa. Another throw in against Asante Kotoko.
Baba was late to it. Initially he wanted to keep the ball in play. Unfortunately, he was late.
Poor throw in. Malkasimi goes straight to Baba. Now Jehu. Here is Baba. Donzo. Here with Jehu. That's a foul against Paul Kwame.
Most of Kotoko's players that they rely on for creativity to keep their teams back. The second half seems to be on a surge.
Here is Odum. He's up against Samba. Odum hangs on. Samba shows strength. Odum seems to be lacking support here, but he does well to hang on. The hold-up play is brilliant. And the goal scorer, Odro, wants to take matters up with a cutback. And Samba clears it acrobatically away for Kotoko. Osei. Lovely play from Yusuf Salifu on the left-hand side. Odro picks it up. Pushed down by Hamzata. Foul for Hohoe United.
Very good play there from Odro, making sure that he had his entire body in front of the ball, inviting that badge from Hamzata. Good goal. He's intelligent. He knows how to keep the ball. He's actually causing lots of confusion and giving his team that opportunity to try and get a second.
Free kick. Osei Jr. leaves it out, and it's the Hohoe set-piece specialist who relinquished the other one for Odro to score that brilliant one. He gets his time. Alosode bends one, not as good as the one delivered by Odro. Goal kick.
Well, he decided to go for the goal. Unfortunately, he's just tearing away from the goalpost. And you were expecting him to at least put in An in-swinger. That was just too high. Kamara seemed to have had it covered.
One of the many bodies in the Kotoko box aiming for a red shirt would have been a better option. $60 minutes. 65 minutes. Hohoe United still hanging on to that lead. Baba brought down. Fair challenge. Osman Sofian also goes down. All not attracting the whistle from the referee as Hohoe United tries to make a move into Kotoko territory. Wasting so much time before releasing that ball.
Well, I think that he should definitely know that he can't afford to be given the ball away in said crucial positions. An early strike of the ball. Maybe too much strength in that challenge there from Amo, but it was a decent win of the ball.
Gideon Kofi has some words for Alosode. Adumaku joins to listen to exactly what the referee is telling his teammate.
You can see Tijani virtually not happy, Daniel Osei. And it's quite surprising the referee whistled for a foul, but he's giving the ball back as a drop ball to Asante Kotoko. You can see the reaction from Tijani Ahmed. He wasn't happy with that.
He knows that 1-0 lead is a thin lead. And if they get these decisions going against them, Kotoko might just take advantage and pounce on these advantages and then probably get the equalizer. Here's Osman Sofian. Husseini Zakaria, fouled by the Hohoe United captain.
Strong play there from Zakaria Husseini. He hasn't put a foot wrong today. Seem to have had high levels of concentration right from the start.
Kamara's delivery. Donzo flicks it. Approaching 70 minutes, you're thinking that this could be the appropriate time for any of the coaches to ring changes. Considering the nature of the game, Hohoe would obviously want to consolidate their win and possibly get all 3 points. A chance for a second. Ojo's glancing header, just going wide.
Not the tallest of players you'd expect. Ojo right there, very brilliant delivery. He couldn't get onto it, but Ojo jumping. Ball landed just on his forehead. They ask questions of the defense.
If Kotoko will be making any changes, you were thinking it will be changes in the offensive areas, changes in attack. As the first substitution by Asante Kotoko, you're thinking that this is the time Baba had gotten into his elements and was dictating the pace of the game with his creativity. But Abdul Karim Zito has other ideas. Walid Husseini Nema comes in to replace Baba Yaya. Interesting switch by Zito.
It's quite surprising that Baba Yaya was getting into his groove, creating lots of chances. Coach just taking him off. We'll wait to see if Walid can get into the party. And much more important towards Kotoko's search for the equalizer.
Here is Walid Husseini Nema. Adam Enusa, Walid Husseini's cross away by Paul Kwame. Shot target on the part of Walid Husseini very early in the game after he was introduced. Clever defending from Samba O'Neill.
Brilliant from him. He knows exactly what to do. Looks like he's been picking up with less show of strength and getting a lot more into playing the ball.
Joseph Armour. After the shot already parried by Musa, he goes for another one, and this time it's straight to Musa. He doesn't struggle to do it like he did with the first attempt.
This was more direct. It was high up. And he was very much expectant to, unlike the first one. Look at that whip. Decent strike on target. That would always be a routine save for a goalkeeper like Okumusa.
It's Odum against Husseini Zakaria, and Kotoko gets the advantage. Referee thinks Odum was the culprit.
Just looked at that, he had it. Just went down easily, you can see. And he kicked the ball away himself. It seemed to have been a start left on him by Zakaria Husseini, but the referee telling him he needs to quickly get out for the game to continue. And as you can see, Ladley, the man who was just wiggling in pain, was already out.
You can always trust these guys when it comes to the theatrics and drama. Husseini Zakaria's ball in. Flicked on by Donzo, but nobody in green and yellow as Kweku Musa dives on that one.
He's not in a rush, his team is in the lead. This offers him an opportunity to show some antics and delay a couple of seconds once he's down with the ball.
Not seen so much of Aqua in this second half. Here he comes, Amidu Aqua. Donzo. Jew switches to the right side. Adam Inusa unable to control it. The push on him, falling awkwardly. Yusuf not giving him any space on that flank. But he seems to have come up worse after this heavy push.
There was clearly a budget to him. He won the aerial tussle. You can see the referee seemed to have come on his blind side. Those are not happy with that decision.
The dancing even begins before the final whistle, but he must be careful because there's 17 more minutes to go. You don't start dancing before the final whistle.
Well, let him enjoy while it lasts.
Definitely. Set Kojose. Cool heads, calmness, composure will be needed at this point as they chase the game. Good cover up from Yusuf Salifu. The left back going all the way to ensure that he clears that danger for Hohoe United. Walid Husseini Neema has found the captain of the side, Usman Inusa. You know what? 30 years ago, his father qualified Hohoe United to the then First Division League, and 30 years later, he captained Hohoe United to qualify for the Premier League. On the last day of the Division 1 League at this venue, they beat Interlice 3-1, and he was on the score sheet, like father, like son.
And he's always happy to replicate and even do better than what his father contributed. And he lost a twin at a very early age. His aspiration is to continue being one of the top footballers the country has ever produced, just to make up for the twins' inability to achieve a career of football. A female who was also trying to get into the top ranks. Football could have probably been the Black Princesses or the Black Queens by now.
If his father, Abu Sufyan Osman, is at this venue watching, he'll be very excited to see his son. He had chance. Joe is brought down just outside the box. Referee reaches his pocket, and it's a yellow card. So say 75 minutes. Hohoe United 1, Kotoko 0.
That was a very good drive there from Hubert to Joe, getting past this man. Daniel Osei knew if he had allowed him, he would have pulled the trigger.
He was just trying to get into a right space where he could drive one of those ferocious shots, but Osei took it for the team, but he's going to get himself blamed if Kotoko score from this free kick.
And as the shield from the defense is going to be thinking, how do I end this game now that Kotoko are getting into the game and creating lots of opportunities.
Free kick for Asante Kotoko. 76 minutes at the Hohoe Stadium. The home side hang on to William Ojo's opening stunning strike. Scored from the same position. Hohoe, will they concede from the same position, dependent on how Kotoko are able to execute this one to perfection. Adam Inusa and Samba O'Neill over it, but referee Kofi runs to the touchlines. Not too sure what he intended to communicate to, but
it's quite interesting why the referee would have to come and explain decisions down the touchline to the coach every time before the game continues. It's while and away time.
It's the open protestation from the coach that prompted that reaction from Kofi. But you're thinking, should he run all the way from the side when the free kick is about to take it?
There's no VAR decision to explain to the entire world. Go on with the game.
Free kick for Asante Kotoko. Samba Oneo, Adam Inusa. Adam Inusa bends one and it's straight to Kweku Musa.
That wasn't the very best of decision making. That wasn't the best of drives. Too direct, too feeble. This is more routine. The goalkeeper found himself the right place, the same place without even taking a step. He only had to leap for it. Free kick wasted by Asante Kotoko. When the opponents are scoring from set distances, you should be able to equalize from a similar distance.
Odum's final touch, gets the ball outside. Kotoko coming up with yet another substitution. What if Indonzo makes way for Philip Amo? What this means is that Kotoko is not playing with a striker with 12 more minutes to go. You're thinking how they're going to shape up for the remaining 12 minutes. Who goes to center forward and how do they build the attack around that person?
It's quite going to be interesting. They don't have a focal point. Looks more like they're not going to go direct.
Here's Amo, his first involvement. Aqua turns around his markers. It's an easy fall from Aqua.
He was engulfed by so many players and there was no way they were going to allow him to run through them.
Joseph Amwa swings in a cross, headed out by Paul Kwame. Amo again for Amwa, but he can't get to it. It's a throw-in for the home side.
Not on the same page as Amo, who tried to just set him up again for another whip into the penalty area. Scott gradually trying to create a lot more goal scoring opportunities, but he hasn't been decent enough.
Seni Zakaria. Aqua. Been heckled by Paul Kwame. Referee's right there. Free kick. Aqua. Amwa. Philip Amo swings in across. It was to the near post, and it was Walid Husseini Nema who has stepped up to get something of it. But Adumaku was right there.
He's right to that ball, and you can see Walid Hussein Nema was first to win. But off target. Looks more like it's going to be Kotoko's focal point for now.
Yes, after the exit of Morifin Donzo, you're looking at stature, physique, and the ability to play physically with Paul Kwame and Adomako. You need a player like Walid Hussein to do that job. Samba, Setuse, Aqua, Hamzata. Kotoko appeal for a penalty as Adam Inusa's ball looked to have struck the arm of Adomako. But it's all United who want to turn defense into attack. It's William Odro. Samba O'Neill has some complaints after this decision was taken in favor of Odro.
It's quite surprising looking at that. They set themselves up on the break. Once again. Clearly, Adomako right there.
That's a handball.
You can clearly see it.
And he didn't have the arm right beside him, and the arm was swinging, and it was outstretched. That's a penalty.
Just too quick, too fast for the referee to identify that. You can see by the interest and shouts and claim for it. Want to see it again.
So that's the ball from Hamzata. Then Inusa controls it on his chest. Tries to shoot.
Looks more like it came off.
A second look doesn't look like it's a handball. I think we need to get it from many
brushed
angles.
Off his shoulder. Brushed off his shoulder. Once again, look at that bright turn.
No penalty.
And it came just off. Brushed off the chest to the shoulder area. That region. Adomako had tacked his arm away.
So the body struck that outstretched arm, you know, it just struck the upper body.
Exactly.
From the chest to the shoulder.
That
Good
was
decision. No penalty.
That was brave there from Adomako. That is what experience does for your team. He's played the league for so many years. And he knows what to do to repel an attack. And he put his body on the line for his team.
Absolutely. So from the onset, we in commentary position, from the first angle, you're thinking that he has struck his arm. But from the many angles we saw, Nikofi got the decision spot on. No penalty. No penalty.
No penalty at all. That was the best call from the referee.
Aqua. Amwa swings in across. Inusa, Walid Husseini, Hamzata, and he's blown it away. It took a deflection and Kotoko will have a corner.
Once again, another deflection there, Hamzata. Very brilliant piece of play there from Walid Husseini Nema. He's virtually been given a lot more than what Morifin Donzo gave. Asante Kotoko.
Adomako with the head away. Amwa swings in across. A chance for Kotoko. Hubert Jehu with a chance. Goes to Aqua with a little flick onto the bar and it goes out. Kotoko dictating the pace of the game, creating the chances and asking a lot of questions of this Hohoe defense. Little flick from Aqua onto the bar and it goes out.
That was quite a bit of a surprise, expecting Hubert Jehu to have actually taken that effort, and you could see from Peter Amido Aqua telling him, why didn't you strike the ball? Indecision in the final third of the pitch. Costed Asante Kotoko the equalizer. But great show of organization from Hohoe United. The goalkeeper's area, making sure that every channel is blocked, not to allow Kotoko to strike the ball at close range.
85 minutes at the Hohoe Stadium. Hohoe United leading Asante Kotoko 1-0, and Kotoko coming up with another substitution. It's Hohoe United who are coming up with 2 substitutions. So William Odro, the goal scorer, and Francis Odum are checking out for Michael Yeboah and David Anani Keke. He scored the goal that might just be claiming all 3 points for Hohoe United. The best goal seen at this venue this season by Hohoe United. He bounced out on a high, William Odro.
That is what you need at times to get wind from such games. It was a beautiful win, a goal he would dream and rethink, reminisce for the rest of his life.
Adam Inusa.
Surprise, Kotoko are looking to try again. A late goal. Have very few minutes to do that.
And here comes Amo. Desperate clearance away by Senati, who has assumed defensive responsibilities. The fans have started chanting. United, with some 3 more minutes to go. Famous win awaits them. If Akos drive, Solomon Adomako is putting everything in line for Hohoe, and here they go looking for a second. Here is Anani, the final pass.
It was quite surprising for a player who just came on. He should have fresh legs, getting past Samuel O'Neill there, expected to beat Zakaria, but that was a poor pass from him. Couldn't calculate and measure the right direction and intensity with which he should have passed the ball to find Michael Yeboah.
Here is Zakaria, Fusaini Neymar, Hamzata skips past Yeboah with a cross, and the header from Philip Amo rises above the goal post.
Not a Tellus player, he wanted that delivery to come low, but it came high. And Amo knowing that was too much for him. There was no way he could have had a very decent connection to that ball with the leap. And how swift the cross came in from Hamzata. It's been impressive, but they're failing to hit the target.
It will be a great and historic win for Hohoe United if the game ends this way in their first ever Premier League season. They haven't lost to the biggest clubs in Ghana. They held House of Oak to a drawn game on match day 1, and they are just a minute of regulation time away from a win against Kotoko. They go in for a second as they probe through the right side, and they get a corner, Hohoe United.
Oh, the final touch seemed to have come off Joseph Amoa. Has been merrymaking. Has been perfect execution of a game plan from Tijani Ahmed and his men.
Asante Kotoko will next host Dreams FC on match day 14 at the Baba Yara Stadium. Before that, they will be engaging Future Stars in the round of 64 Classic in the FA Cup on Wednesday. And Hohoe United have a journey to Brecum to play against Chelsea, who have just been beaten 2-1 by Mediama at the TNA. So confirmation of scores for today: Eduana 0, Holy Stars 0, Dreams 2, Bechem United 1, Karela 2, Hearts 0. And this Hohoe fan will be hoping that it stays the same way, 1-0 or even more against Asante Kotoko. His goal between Vision and Apostles is ended.
It's going to be merrymaking for them. You can see they're already in a frenzy. Cheering, celebrating, jubilant atmosphere for them. This will be an historic victory for the team.
6 additional minutes at the Hohoe Sports Stadium. That's the earlier tackle on Sena Atibai Amwa. Nothing deliberate in there.
Looks like the unfortunate hit of Joseph Amwa's knee right into
but Senati comes up worse. It's time to do some business in the stands.
It's really a good time, you know.
It's party time and everybody wants to have fun.
And you need a drink to party, you know.
You always need one to party. So Senati can't get back to the game. He's been brilliant for them this afternoon. Unfortunately, he has to go off through that injury sustained from the tackle from Joseph Amwa. Osafo comes in to replace Senati.
It's a like-for-like replacement there. Osafo also very much more vibrant, likes to carry the ball forward with enough pace.
Kamara comes out, makes contact, but he got the ball first. Adam Inusa. Samba. Amwa. Aqua. Now, Sofian Usman will surge forward. Hohoe pushing for the second, and that's very uncharacteristic of the captain as he wastes this chance. He could have put one through for Anna, and he was just lurking around and checking his run into the middle.
Very good run there from the captain. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. Not really the intended target. The ball flying too high because his execution wasn't right.
We're into 3 minutes of stoppage time. Michael Yaboa. Stopped by Samba. Back to Yaboa. Michael Yaboa is all alone. He's got the Kotoko captain to beat. Tries to put one through for Anane, but Hamzata arrives and gets the ball away. But he's gifted possession to Michael Yaboa. Yaboa goes for goal, but it's feeble. It doesn't have the conviction behind it. And Kamara will not be troubled.
But clearly, a lot of poor decision making from Kotoko at this final moment where you expect them to carry the ball to Hohoe United.
Michael Yaboa, Osman Sofian. Paul Kwame. Not a good one for his captain.
I'd say that was really trying to go a bit expansive, but Sofiane couldn't pick up that pass as early as expected.
This win will take Hohoe United to the 9th place on the league log. If it stays this way, they go on 17 points, and the result will keep Kotoko on the 5th position with 21 points. Samba O'Neill with the last charge for Asante Kotoko. He scored just before the final whistle against Mediama. Here comes Musa Hamzata. Hubert Jehu. Hamzata on the right side. Philip Amo for Asante Kotoko. Osafo wasted time and Kotoko steals possession. Amo's effort blocked by Osafo. Adam Inusa. Husseini Zakaria. Samba O'Neill. Samba drives one and is straight to Kweku Musa. He won't be a second week lucky, Samba O'Neill.
That was a fantastic drive from him, but always going to be a rooted save. He saw it coming from a distance, not with the power that would have beaten him, though he picked it up on the second attempt.
The fans are eager for the final whistle. They just can't wait. The celebrations have begun with a few seconds to call it a wrap here at the Hohoe Sports Stadium. Here is Hamza Tamusa to Adam Inusa. Seth Kojose. Hamza Ta with a cross inside. Paul Kwame heads it down. Joseph Omwa sends in a cross. And Kweku Musa gathers it firmly.
It's been a very decent game for him. Show of confidence, quality in every save he makes.
Hohoe United seconds away from making history. The second defeat of the season, staring in the face of Asante Kotoko, having lost to Baseke Holy Stars. Hohoe United, the second team to beat Kotoko. If it stays this way, and it looks like staying this way, a miracle needs to happen here for the status quo to change. The moment the flag went up and the whistle went, the fans thought it was the final whistle, but that was an offside call.
And you can see Odro there waiting. He wants the game to end as quickly as he can so that his goal, Wostan, will be the only goal that was scored in this game for a historic win for his side.
I get the feeling this might be the last kick of the afternoon. Musa delivers. Here's Anane. He drives and it goes outside. It's a goal kick.
That was a very good delivery there from him. He knew he had to turn, but his shot's just missing the post by inches.
History has been made. The very first Premier League meeting between these two sides have seen the home team, Hohoe United FC, beating Asante Kotoko by 1-0. And it wasn't just an ordinary goal. It was a goal with sheer class, quality, beauty, brilliance. And Hohoe United have stunned Asante Kotoko. They're beating the Porcupines by 1-0. A game that didn't lack excitement and action throughout the entire duration.
It's been an excellent game, full of everything you would want to see in a football match. And that is a historic victory. It had to take that injury from William Odro to separate the two sides. And it's going to be merrymaking in the town. It's Sunday. And the environment in and around Hohoe will celebrate this.
The party will continue deep into the night on the streets and in every corner of Hohoe. They have beaten Asante Kotoko. Kotoko's only second defeat of the season. Francis Odum handed the man of the match accolade. He's put up a really good performance this afternoon. But that goal from William Odro will make the headlines in the next week. Full time.
Full time at the Hohoe Sports Stadium, where Hohoe United managed to make history at the expense of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. After an exhilarating 90 minutes of action-packed football, it was the home side that won by 1-0, courtesy William Odro's 25th minute free kick. That was some sweet delivery there by the forward to get Hohoe United maximum points, which also sees them climb up on the table. You're still watching Max TV, and it's the coverage of the Ghana Premier League match day 13. My name is Joseph Kuku. I'm still in the studios with Coach Ibediza Sifa as well as Nana Edu. Welcome back, gentlemen. Coach Sifa, a big win. I can see you're still jotting something. You've been jotting since the whistle went. You've been working here, but what a day and what a win for Hohoe United.
Well, I think they deserved it. I mean, to be honest with you, they deserve it. I mean, Coach Tijani decided to manage the game the last 20 minutes after Zito has made some changes. And I think that Zito changes kept long. You talk of Philip Amon coming in for Baba Yaya and of course Wahid Nima for Morifin Donsu. If those changes has been earlier, I think we could have seen a different game, probably upper score line to be different. But I think that Hohoe deserves a praise because they were tactically disciplined, and I think that Safiano Osman, the captain for the side, as I said, the most influential player on the field, on the side of Hohoe United, did what he was supposed to do. We saw him all over the place. The chap who had a goal, that is William Odro, was also in it, and the one who got injured, that is Sana Ati. These are three guys who were with Kumasi Asante Kotoko. I told you the Kotoko midfield was not existing in the first 45 minutes because Baba Yaya was not doing what he was supposed to do. Without the ball, Baba Yaya was not closing the spaces, he was not tackling. When he has possession, he was just going diagonal. He was not going direct. And of course, Murphy Donsu was blocked by Atulomo Adumakun because all the area balls he was picking and he was just using his energy. And nothing positive came out of that. But after the last 15 minutes when Zito made those changes, you saw Kotoko creating some opportunities, having more of the balls within the half of Hohoe United. Unfortunately, they couldn't find the back of the net. But then I'm sure they will go back and watch the video and then ask Kamara questions.
Most definitely. Let me quickly take your thoughts before we head for a break.
I think this is the best game I've seen Tijani playing as a coach. From minute 1 to the final minute, the way he managed the game against Asante Kotoko. It looks like he has monitored the Kotoko team from afar. He knows the strength and the weakness of the team. That is why he took advantage, especially in the first 45 minutes. Coming in the second half, manage the game, because when you look at the Kotoko team, to even get a player to score from their angle is going to be a difficult situation for them. If you have been able to play the ball for more than even 2 hours additional minutes, Kotoko will not score. You can detect it from the second half that Kotoko were struggling to enter into the 18-yard box, try to identify the main player who can score for them. So I think TJ has done a good job, especially in the second half, how he managed the last 15 to 20 minutes of the game to get a result for his team. This particular win is a statement win in the Ghana Premier League that any other team, when it's going to Hohoe, will know that Hohoe United is a big team. Hohoe United is a club. At home, they have what it takes to get the maximum to the point. It's a good win for them.
So Hohoe United bagging out 3 points at the expense of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And that was the game we just brought to you full-time scenes from the Hohoe Sports Stadium. It's now time to head for a commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We have more for you right after this break.
Really, Max Bell. They're driving a new car now.
We play well in the first half, and I'm not happy. That is why I said apology to my team and supporters. We are very, very sorry. I'm not happy.
Coach, you are a very experienced manager. You've been in situations like this before, 4 games without a win. How do you get the boys to get back to winning ways in the next game?
Well, I think, to me, I've not lost hope in my objective for winning the league. I think things it's even better inside this week. So when we get off our rhythm, I don't think we'll go back again. So definitely I have to use my psychological knowledge of coaching to calm these boys down. But all my problem now is my team and supporters. Okay. I apologize to them on behalf of the team. That will do better next time.
Okay, Coach, commiseration again, and we wish you all the best in your next game. Coach Karim Zito is the head coach of Asante Kotoko. They have tasted defeat here again on the road, this time to Hohoe United. Now, I've been joined by a man who was dancing with his players because he's on cloud 9. Coach Abdul Rahim Tijani, you have won a game against Kotoko. First of all, sum up your performance for me.
Firstly, we have to congratulate the boys. They do so well because all what I want to say is hard work works, because we really plan for this game, because we watched the game, the previous matches that they play on Friday and Saturday. So I told my boys we should go all out, because this is the only game that can let us survive or achieve our target. Because next week we are going one of the difficult grounds as well. So I think we did so well, and the game plan worked so well for us, because we really mark out their danger players, and you can see that, and they do so well.
What do you make of the free kick?
Yeah, you know, that's what we're practicing always, you know, because you see, football, you can teach your boys tactics, techniques, and physique. Without that focus and resilience and belief, they can't play under pressure. So that's exactly what they did today.
What does this win actually, coach, does to the confidence of your players going into the rest of the season?
Yeah, because I think this is a team that we tailor a tactics, strategy, and system that suit their strength and capability. You know, so with time, we'll get there. It's a matter of time. And now I think since last week and today, you can see the performance is increasing. So let's wait and see.
Coach Tijani, thank you very much. Congratulations to you. You can join the party.
Thank you.
Because Hohoe United have beaten Asante Kotoko. And I wish you see what is happening here. The fans are on cloud 9. There you see them dancing and singing and cheering the boys. Now the man who was voted the most valuable player in today's game, Francis Odum. Francis, great performance by all standard. What are the factors behind this performance that you put up today?
Well, first of all, the government your coaching. Because your coaching is motivating. Because Asante and shut down for mine. But Kotoko a big team, and that one they want me any from a big team. But you just park and just say the big team on the baton chain. They are called all out because they have 3 points with Asante Kotoko. What you better than I and the count motivating.
Okay. Now, when we are Monyano, how much of an important is this win? Then a Bayama more confidence.
A boost of confidence, but because last week I called Bichim. They could not win. And here is a win with Bichim. But they are home. They are quite 3 points. Home there, there's nowhere the big account and they boosting and say home. But to come there across some follow.
And if I now Ujidi say Hohoe United, they be season now that a good position.
The target and say we want to stay in the league. So you did 10th, 8th. That's our main target. Say from 8th to 10th. That's our main target.
All right, Francis Odu, most valuable player in today's game. There, he outplayed himself in this game. He worked so hard, very, very hard for Hohoe United to achieve this result where they've beaten Asante Kotoko by a goal to nil. It's a huge result for them. For Karim Zito, he's not happy. He has apologized to the teaming supporters of Asante Kotoko and says that they will do well next time. Kotoko have now gone 4 games without a victory, 2 defeats and 2 draws for them. For Hohoe United, it's back-to-back wins for them for the first time in the Ghana Premier League because Day 12 saw them beat Bichim United by 2 goals to 1. And today, they've killed the Giants, beaten Asante Kotoko by a goal to nil. This is where we wrap up our coverage of Day 13. We started on Friday where we brought you that 11 Wonders and Swedro All Blacks game. Then yesterday, we were at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex where Nations also defeated Heart of Lions by 2 goals to 1. We end here with Hohoe United beating Asante Kotoko by a goal to nil. My name is Mutala Yakubu, and thanks to Kelvin Owusu-Ansah and of course Nana Dakwajesi who were in commentary position, and to you all who did the watch.
You have 17 home games. There are games you put asterisks on those games. That is Kotoko has, because these are powerhouse when it comes to Ghana football. So when we're able to pick a win against one of them or even the 2 of them, you are making a bold statement in the Ghana Premier League. So the rest of your home games, try to get at least 85% of the points. That is likely to make Hohoe United survive in the Premier League, because away games in the second round are always difficult for the up-and-coming team. So I think it's a good win for Hohoe United. The only thing I realized from their team is the strength of their midfield and of course free kick expert, because for you to score from free kick like this against a big team like Asante Kotoko is a good situation for Hohoe United. So I'm happy for TJ for getting that 3 points against Kotoko.
Most definitely. Now let's return back to the Hohoe Sports Stadium because the coaches have spoken. Let's listen to Coach Abdul Tijani Bashiru and then also Abdul Karim Zito.
I've been joined by the head coach of Asante Kotoko, Coach Karim Zito. Coach, first of all, commiseration. You think the scoreline is a reflection of the game we saw?
Well, when you look at the way, to be serious with you, I'm disappointed in our first half performance. I wasn't happy at all. And they had a good free kick and it resulted into a goal. So there's nothing wrong about the free kick. But I think we didn't play well in the first half. To be honest with you, we were tactical indiscipline.
Of course. Now the second half was a much improved performance where we saw you attacking and shooting from behind. Was that a specific instruction?
That was the instruction. Because when you look at our game all the time, we create chances, we don't score. So most of our training of late is about goal scoring. Then why didn't you score? Why do you wait till you've been scored before you try? So today I'm very, very disappointed, and I'm very sorry to. I'll use this opportunity to apologize to my TV supporters that we are sorry. We are sorry. And we'll make sure that we'll make the amendments.
Yeah, but would you admit that the numerous injuries in the team is actually affecting the results you've got,
well,
especially in the last 4 games?
I think before we started the game, I told you about it, that everybody is registered to come and play for Kotoko. So if somebody is injured, though it might affect you because of the rating, but all the same, you are also registered to play for Kotoko. So why are you not taking the opportunity to also prove that you also deserve to be there? That is why we registered. So for that, it's no more excuse. We didn't play well in the first half, and I'm not happy. That is why I said apology to my team supporters. We are very, very sorry. I'm not happy.
Coach, you are a very experienced manager. You've been in situations like this before. 4 games without a win. How do you get the boys to get back to winning ways in the next game?
Well, I think to me, I've not lost hope in my objective for winning the league. I think since it's even better inside this week. So when we get off our rhythm, I don't think we'll go back again. So definitely I have to use my psychological knowledge of coaching to calm these boys down, but all my problem now is my team supporters. I apologize to them on behalf of the team. That will do better next time.
Okay, Coach, commiseration again, and we wish you all the best in your next game. Coach Karim Zito is the head coach of Asante Kotoko. They have tasted defeat here again on the road, this time to Hohoe United. Now, I've been joined by a man who was dancing with his players because he's on cloud 9. Coach Abdul Rahim Tijani, you have won a game against Kotoko. First of all, sum up your performance for me.
Firstly, we have to congratulate the boys. They do so well because all what I want to say is hard work works, because we really plan for this game, because we watched the game, the previous matches that they play on Friday and Saturday. So I told my boys we should go all out, because this is the only game that can let us survive or achieve our target, because next week we are going one of the difficult ground as well. So I think we did so well, and the game plan worked so well for us, because we really mark out their danger players, and you can see that, and they did so well.
What do you make of the free kick?
Yeah, you know, that's what we're practicing always, you know, because you see, football, you can teach your boys tactics, techniques, and physique. Without that focus and resilience and belief, they can't play under pressure. So that's exactly what they do to me.
What does this win actually, Coach, does to the confidence of your players going into the rest of the season?
Yeah, because I think this is a team that we tailor a tactics, strategy, and system that suit their strength and capability. You know, so with time, we'll get there. It's a matter of time. And now I think since last week and today, you can see the performance is increasing. So let's wait and see.
Coach Tijani, thank you very much. Congratulations to you. You can join the party.
Thank you.
Because Hohoe United have beaten Asante Kotoko, and I wish you see what is happening here. The fans are on cloud 9. There you see them dancing and singing and cheering the boys. Now the man who was voted the most valuable player in today's game, Francis Odum. Francis, great performance by all standard. What are the factors behind this performance that you put up today?
Well, first of all, the guy my coaching, because the coaching I motivating, because the Saturday and only shut down for mine. But Kotoko a big team, that one they to me from a big team, but you just park and just say the big team on the baton chain. They are all out because they had 3 points with Asante Kotoko. Okay, they are done and they count and motivating.
Okay. Now win we are how much of an important is this win? Then a more confidence.
A boost of confidence, because last week I called the team. They put you win on years of the team, but they home. They are probably 3 points. Home there is just nowhere the big account and boosting us home. But to come there across some follow.
If I now would this Hohoe United, a very season, I'm a good position.
The target and say we want to stay in the league. Say did 10th, 8th. That's our main target. Say from 8th to 10th. That's our main target.
All right, Francis Odu, most valuable player in today's game. There, he outplayed himself in this game.
Mutala Yakubu speaking to the coaches and then also man of the match, Francis Odu, in that game. Gentlemen, we've heard the coaches. And Coach Sifa, you heard Abdulkarim Zitu speaking about the fact that it was a poor first half performance, and also perhaps that free kick was of the highest quality you'd ever see in the league.
Well, I think I agree with him because Kotoko played poorly in the first half. I told you that Hohoe deserved the goal that he scored in the first half. They dominated Kotoko because Kotoko midfield was not working, and they were struggling to even send the ball to the target man, that is Boyfriend Donsu. And all the balls that went to him were from the area, and then Solomon Adubako. He's taller than Boyfriend Donsu, very strong. He has got experience in the league. So Zito is talking about tactical indiscipline on his part of his players. But I guess he was on the touchline, so if it was not working, he should have changed. First 20 minutes, you realize it was not working. But you realize that Kotoko kept on doing the same thing 45 minutes. And he's talking about players being tactically indisciplined. I'll give it to him. But at the end of the day, the Kotoko came in strongly. But the free kick that he's talking about, I think that the position of Kamara was wrong.
Because we could have that video again too, so we could properly, just assess the work done by the attacking team as well as the defending team, because we've spoken a number of times about the war. There were two wars there, Coach, like you rightly have on the screen now.
Yes.
Two wars, one by Hohoe United, the other by Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And clearly, it looks like what would have been an obstruction of view there.
I was expecting him to be right behind the Kotoko first player. Not on the other side. I'm talking about the one behind Solomon Adumako. The
former Olympic defender.
Because if you are right behind that player, obviously you have divided the goal pole into two. So even before the kick, your movement would have shown that you at least make an effort. But he did nothing like that. So to tell me that the player blocked his view, you made your wall before the Olympics players, so you saw it. And for instance, if a free kick is being taken and you don't see the ball as a goalkeeper, then there's something wrong with your wall. Before the kick, you should be able to see the ball.
Now, was that not a deliberate attempt by Hohoe United to block or obstruct, his view?
There's a way of blocking his view. There's a way of making him not seeing the ball. You saw him going down when he was
to have a clear view.
So you want to have a clear view. So when you came to stand on the position, that you look at where he was standing. He was not in the middle. Because the Kotoko players in the wall will be preventing the ball from going to that side where they are. So you come right behind that player. So the movement of the ball also determines the movement of you, the goalkeeper. You understand? Honestly, I think that the position of him was wrong. How I can have all their players in front of the Kotoko wall, but you, the goalkeeper, you went down looking at the ball, trying as much as possible to see the ball before he kicks. And you saw Solomon Adumako coming to stand there. The Kotoko player with the 23 JC, what was he standing there for?
Should he have blocked that space?
No, it's not about blocking that space. He was standing there because you, the Kotoko goalkeeper, meaning that you've seen the ball. You realize that.
And this is a reverse angle. This is perfect. So just look at that.
Went down. You watch.
So Ati and Safianu had to move to the other side.
You watch. Solomon Adumako went down, and the ball came to the left arm of Solomon Adumako. You understand?
Yeah.
So the player targeted the angle. So what was the Kotoko goalkeeper?
But would you say Kamara didn't see the flight of the ball until after it had gone past?
And I'm saying that he made the wall, not me. You understand? You see, he's got a good height, a good reach, but he never did anything. In as much as I give credit to the free kick taker, that is Odu, there was a spin on the ball. You understand? It can beat any goalkeeper. I agree. But what I'm saying is that you made the wall yourself, and Solomon Adumako came to stand there. And I don't think this is the first time Kotoko is making a wall for the opposing team players to stand before. So obviously you should know the better position you should be. After that, Joe Ban should ask him why he was at that position. He should ask him why he was at that position. You see, sometimes he makes mistakes, elementary mistakes, and you ask yourself why. When a shot is directed at him, instead of pushing the ball to the wide areas, he pushes the ball back to play for the offensive players to capitalize for the second balls. It has happened 3 times, not him alone. Aziz Dari has done same. So there's a lot of questions after games. What questions do they ask the technical team, or probably after match meetings? What do they discuss?
Are you pointing to the goalkeeper's trainer now? Are you just looking at the
if I am a
department
manager member, I'll question him because he has to tell me why the goalkeeper was at that position. But Kamara is a national team goalkeeper. He's got experience. He should know how to position himself. I'm not saying that ball cannot beat him. It can beat any goalkeeper. Because there was a lot of spin on the ball and perception. So the player had the angle right because probably the coach said they've been practicing. Let's target the angle, go there. So he realized that there wasn't any movement from his other colleague who was closer to him. They knew he was going to take. Watch Solomon at the back. How he went down. So obviously, the moment you put the ball down and you went down to tell your players, I want Hamzata to be the first one, meaning that when the ball comes to the first player, Hamzata, because with his height, should be able to at least direct the ball somewhere. And then the second player, the third player, and the fourth player. And unfortunately for you, had these Olympic Hohoe players in front of you. So if you are okay with it, then probably you position yourself well.
Sure.
You make me believe that you're okay with the wall. You make me believe that you've seen the ball that will be coming. So for you to think that the ball is going out of play, so no. I mean, for me, I think
that was a wrong judgment. But let me bring you into the conversation. Yeah, we heard from Prince Yawus, the assistant coach of Kotoko, right after halftime, blaming the goalkeeper, that's Kamara, for the goal he conceded. And you rightly said that there was everything wrong with the wall. But is this a time where you look to the goalkeeping department or even the goalkeeper's trainer, you feel no, the job wasn't done well?
I think one, he made the wrong wall. That is one. Number two, he did not take advantage of his reach, because you are a goalkeeper. The first thing is locate where the person taking the free kick is heading the ball towards, and you make sure you try your best to reach that angle to save your team. And that two situation didn't help Asante Kotoko. First, the wall. Second, the goalkeeper's reach. It really affected Asante Kotoko. So they've considered they didn't do anything. The goal came in the first 45 minutes of the game. The entire second half, struggling to create chances, struggling to score. And Kotoko, from a goal down, was not able to score in the entire second half of the game. Personally, I'm disappointed in the team for not getting at least a point or something from Hohoe. If you want to win the league, these are teams. When you go to their venue, you find a way, at least 1 point or pick the maximum 3 points. You are losing to Hohoe. You are losing to Baseke Holy Stars. I don't think you are ready to win the Ghana Premier League.
Wow. But then let's also talk about the chances they created. Yeah, in the first half, it was flat. We all saw it unproductive from Kumasi Asante Kotoko. But then in the second half, last 15-20 minutes, we saw Hamzata
that is why I believe what coach was saying prior to the start of the game. Now, goal scoring, it's not only about your typical number 9 or your centre forward.
Did they create enough today?
You need to get players who can create. You need to get players who can score from wide areas. The first mistake the coach did is moving Hubert Jawu to the number 8 to accommodate Babayaya. It's more like 2 number 8 instead of a typical number 10 who creates chances for the attackers. That is the first problem for Asante Kotoko. You need to add additional holding midfielder. There's a reason why coaches prefer the double pivot. A 6 and a 8, and a creator, somebody who can create space. Even the body language of a striker will make how the player will move the ball up front. So those are areas it's really affected Asante Kotoko team in the second half. These are situations like coaches will have to train players to do that. Who is the main creator? If there is a goal coming from Asante Kotoko, who is likely to create that chance for the Kotoko team? That is where the problem is. Hubert Jawu is good in that aspect, but I think for now, I will not play Hubert Jawu and Babaya in the same first 11. Especially in an away game. Have double pivots, make sure one of them starts, and one of them will come in the second half, than playing the two of them together in the same first 11 in an away fixture. So I think on that score, Zito did a big mistake. I would prefer additional defender playing together with Zakaria, Fuseni, and Samba, and then moving to the middle, especially when it's an away fixture. Because Samba have proven to us that when any of the holding midfielders is not available, he's the best person to play that particular role for Asante Kotoko. So I don't know the reason why the entire 90 minutes, Samba will know who is the most productive player in the Kotoko team was still playing at the heart of a central defense, even after he go down.
You see, Kotoko didn't have option. Inusa Musa, the right back that played the top 4, is injured. He's out probably to the end of the season. Lord Amwan that I told you about that Kotoko were going to miss him.
Shaibu.
Yes, Shaibu. Lord Amwan that I told you that Kotoko is going to miss him. He's on suspension. If Kotoko is going, he drives the Kotoko team. Peter Amidu Akwa will give you today, tomorrow he will not. But Lord Amwan will give you consistent performance and he will drive you.
Can't we turn either one midfielder or one winger to a right back? Done.
Go and check the Kotoko.
But what's the best scenario for Kotoko now, coach? Because we saw in that game against Mediama, after they were 2 down, Hilary Adabo got injured. There was a tactical tweak. Hamzata,
because Lord Amwan was playing.
So, but how productive was Hamzata playing as a right back?
He's not.
So why was he playing as a right back?
There's nobody there to play. Look at the Kotoko team. Who is there to play? Left-footed players should go and play at the right back. You watch the top 4, one of the games. Heart of Lions.
Joseph Amwa,
They try to improvise and play Joseph Amwa at the right back and left-footed player.
But looking at all these scenarios, which one is best for Kotoko now? Having Samba O'Neil play as a centre back or as a DM now?
I would suggest if Kotoko is playing at home and they feel that they need to play a right back. Seth Kojo Adbeche was playing as a left back. Seth Kojo Adbeche was playing as a left back. Joseph Amwa can be paired with Zakaria Fusini so that you can have Samba O'Neil and then another player in midfield. Because at the end of the day, the right back is very important. Look, go and check Kotoko games from history. If the Kotoko right and left backs are good pivot, hard to beat Kotoko. Let me start from the days of Kwesiapia. Go and check the Kotoko Kwesiapia, the Franka Manquas, their days. Come to the Aziz and Sagrofel, their boys. Let me come to Maswell Kunedu, Baba Rahman, and of course, what's the name? Yafrin Pong. Come to Daniel Ponsen's era. Kotoko's right back. Who was the right back? Christopher Neti. The left back. It was Abdul Moro, right? Go and check. Check you just check it and check those players that were playing in midfield. And then upon they have someone like Mudasiru. Masokredo was having Michael Ekufu, Neje and the likes. Go to the likes of the days of Aziz Ansah. Baba Damu and the Rex were there. Franka Bankwestan, go and check. So when the moment Kotoko lacks those laterals, those offensive wing backs, they struggle. Shaibu, if he was fit, and Lord Amwa is not available, he steps in. Because when you allow Hamzata to play as a right back, he doesn't got the pace. And surging forward, yes, he does better. But what has been his recovery? Poor. So at the end of the day, you are telling Samba O'Neil or Zakaria Fusini to be playing 2 positions at the same time. Because when this one goes, it doesn't come. So naturally, you will be forced to play the 3 back, which is not going to help you because you are not having the right players to play that system for you. So for me, I believe that credit has to go to Hohoe United. Kotoko have a lot of work to do. And I've told you, look, the Kotoko method, Zito himself have to sit down with his assistants and make sure that, look, they get the right roles for these players. Also position roles. Because Seth Kojo at a point was playing as a left wing back. So if he can play as a left wing back, when to go forward, when to stay, when to release. And I told you Kotoko were not covering the pocket of spaces. And we took advantage of it.
Let's look at the other game that played at the Ali Mahama Stadium where Accra Hartsville was lost by 2-0. Quickly, before we check out Nanedu, Hartsville losing for the 2nd time this season.
Earlier on, I said this particular game is going to be a difficult game for.
So those are pictures of the game where Hartsville lost by 2-0 and not really a good game after losing during midweek to True Life in the FA Cup. Just look at that poor defendant, isn't it?
I knew Hartsville would struggle in Tamale. This is their first away loss of the season, and I think the Kerala team at home, they're a difficult side to break. So I'm not really surprised Hartsville lost this particular game. You know, they didn't get the best of FA Cup game against.
Isn't that a goalkeeper there, coach? You're looking at this and you're like, what did they go to Tamale to do?
Now ask myself, was there
the second goal?
Yes, that's the second goal. Was there a communication between the central defender and the goalkeeper? Why was the goalkeeper opening his arms after the goal was scored? Watch. Was there a communication between them? You understand? There should have been a communication. And every goalkeeper, when the ball comes within your area, if I am a goalkeeper trainer on the bench and I don't hear your voice, you've done nothing. You need to put fear in the attacker. Because he had screamed to come for the ball. I don't think the attacker would have even come closer to the defender. I don't know whether there was a communication, but both goals, I think that it was a poor defending from Hartsville.
So that's how Hartsville lost at the Ali Mahama Stadium. to Kerala United by 2-0. Really denting their chances of winning their Premier League title this season. It's not over yet, but then the standards can give us the picture we need to see. So that's how it looks like. Mediama, after that 2-1 win at home against Bekum Chelsea, they are top now with 26 points. There's a Diana also drawing points. They could have also been on 26 if they had won against Basakoli Stars, but then they are on 24 points after picking up 1 point today. Heart of Lions still on 23 after losing yesterday. And the BLE Gold Stars, they also lost. They are on 22. Then you look at a couple of 21s over there, Kotoko Samatex and then Hearts Work. Now the two teams that follow, 8 and 9, Kerala United won against Hearts, Hohoe United getting a massive win against Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Now to the bottom half, all teams currently on 13 games and 17 for Young Apostles. There's Nations on 16, All Blacks 15 points, Vision on 50 after drawing. James FC, they also won. But then the drop zone has a new occupant, and that's Bekum Chelsea. Bekum Chelsea, everyone they slid down back again. And interesting scenes. But then, gentlemen, that's where we get to the end of another interesting time here. Thanks so much, Christopher, and then also Nani, and then to you out there who made time to watch this beautiful game of football in the Ghana Premier League. Match day 13 comes to a conclusion, and at Hohoe Stadium, Hohoe United making history by winning against Kumasi Asante Kotoko. My name is Josiah Kukwe, and on behalf of everyone in our production team, we say thanks so much for watching. But don't forget that on Tuesday at 3 p.m. in the studios of Max TV, we'll come back and we'll take a huge, detailed review into match day 13 of the Ghana Premier League. Don't turn off your TV or even flick the dial. Let it stay right here because novella continues. Bye.